let me say this. Let me stretch my back. Okay. I'm sitting straight up. You know, tall brother. Sometimes we got them lower back issues. Okay. The loosey goosey. You the loosey goosey. You
the show today, but we got plenty to get into the next couple of days. But that's undefeated. Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG. It's coming, 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 oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking, it's twerking.
Yeah, it's only 7%, huh? Ain't that some bullshit? just start off mad. I haven't even looked at the poll. It's 8%. Okay, that's okay. All right. Make sure you get your vote in for the poll question at some point during this live stream. The question is, am I a nerd? I have to ask, because I don't know who called me that, Caramel Nidra. Somebody called me that yesterday. I've been thinking about it all month. And I'm starting to think that yeah, I'm a little nerdy. I'm into sci-fi. I don't do drugs. I like to research. So maybe I'm figuring that out now at the age of 50. I finally figured it out that I am a bit of a nerd. All right. Okay. So make sure you get your vote in. It's already 19% said no, you are not a nerd. Thank you for the vote of confidence. 11% said no, but you look goofy. Oh man. Okay, I'll take that. Take that. Pause. No diddy. 62% yes, but you're a cool nerd, and only 7% said yes, but I want to crush your cookie. Damn. Notice I say cookie because at my age I only have one. I don't have cookies. I have one cookie. Okay. So make sure you get your vote in during this live stream. My wife, she already turned the heater on. She already turned it on, y'all. I didn't get to get those heaters like I said yesterday. I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. All right. And then Maddie said, asks Lenon, you got cookies? Are they chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin? I got to think about that. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Is there any masculine flavors? I can't think of none. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Thank you, Maddie. And then we already got a super chat from Fat Cat. Thank you so much. Says Lenore, I'll trade your cookies for my egg roll. Your egg roll and rice, and you're right. Okay. Thank you, Fat Cat 22 for the super chat. Okay. We're gonna have a relatively shorter show, and I do mean that because we just have to finish about 30 minutes of this Umar Johnson video. We've been on this for over a week, and that'll get us reset. Wednesday, I'll live stream tomorrow. There's a video where Umar's interviewed. It's a long interview, but we may just do the section where he talks about FDMG, gives an update but it's so short. We may just do the whole thing just to hang out. But Thursday, we will be doing a Thanksgiving marathon. And if there's interest, we'll do a Friday marathon, a Black Friday marathon too. Okay, so we'll see how everything goes. And I will be premiering the next segment for the documentary this week for members only. Okay, it's already like an hour, I think an hour and 15 minutes already. So I may break it up into three, maybe two or three sections, but I'll figure that out probably tomorrow. I'll know exactly how I'm going to break it all down. I want to thank everyone too for tuning on in. Thanks for all your support too, not just this year, but over all of these years. This has been by far my best year on YouTube, and I'm gonna keep this going. You know, someone posted something. It's a bit of foreshadowing. They had posted this on my. I don't think it was on a community tab. I think it was on a video from yesterday. I want to read it to everyone because I'm actually print this out and put this on my wall just as a reminder because it's kind of foreshadowing. They said, this is from, I'll just say Equal. They said, after the Umar saga is over, you will continue to have a successful YouTube channel. Your sense of humor, creativity, music talents, and ability to build a community are real strengths of yours. Thank you so much for those kind words. I'm going to print that out and I'm going to put that on the wall. This is foreshadowing. I don't want to say too much, but thank you for these kind words of encouragement. I really do appreciate that. Okay. All right. So I've told you guys what the agenda is. I have a whole bunch more of the AI caricatures that people have been sending to me. Black Mario been sending them to me, and Kogo. So throughout this live stream, every once in a while, I'll pull one up. In fact, there's a new one I'd like to share with y'all before we get going here.
Suit up, tailored Pastor B. Suit up in faith with a tailored preacher's robe, bright yellow tie, and shiny dress shoes. Press the sermon button to hear his signature lines.
An ugly trap.
Each figure comes with a podium and a pack of Twizzlers because every sermon needs a sweet finish.
Okay, it says available now, Pastor B Cookie Crush action figure line. So it's growing. Let me play it one more time.
Pastor B. Suit up in faith with a tailored preacher's robe, bright yellow tie, and shiny dress shoes. Press the sermon button to hear his signature lines.
An ugly trap.
Each figure comes with a podium and a pack of Twizzlers because every sermon needs a sweet finish. Pastor B.
It's at a Cookie Crush congregation. I like that.
The CCC Computer Chat Playset, your gateway to the community conversation. Connect the playset to Wi-Fi and video chat with members like Lene Stacks, Black Anonymous, God's Little Princess, and more. Just tap the screen and send a message. The LenonHonor doll can hang out right beside you as the chat's light.
That's why people were calling me a nerd. It looks like a nerd, so I'll take it.
Honor Brother Jose action figure, part of the Cookie Crush line. Dressed to keep it cool in his poncho, sombrero, and shades, he's ready for any call.
Sí, señor. ¿Cómo está? No problema. When do you want me to come?
Each figure comes with his own cell phone and mini HVAC.
Yeah, let me do two more.
The LenonHonor talking figure, your very own pint-sized stream host.
Hit the one.
Press the button and hear 3 classic sayings.
What kind of man? Cookie Crush Chat is undefeated.
Each figure comes with a desk, chair, CCC sign, streaming computer, and a cup of applesauce.
All right, and then here's one more.
In King Kong consciousness, the doll with wisdom and a whole lot of style.
He speaks 3 iconic quotes. Hit the CashApp. FDMG is coming next year. We're the butter pecan queen.
With a phone gin bottle.
He even comes with a bunny and zebra cake.
All right. So I have plenty of these. I'll be showing these in future live streams. During this live stream too, I'll pull some up every once in a while as well. So I want to thank Kogo and thanks to Black Mario for doing those and sending them to me. There's a whole bunch more. Thank you guys so much. Okay, Black Wolf sent in a super chat as well. Says you're definitely a nerd, bro. That's why I always thought you was cool, though. You never tried to be something you're not. And that was cool with me. Yeah, but I never thought that I was a nerd. I never thought that. I'm into sci-fi. I like to research. I am a little quirky. But nerd, I never thought that. Normally nerds are like highly successful. They do well in school. They get like 3 degrees, 3 or 4 degrees. I didn't do all of that. They don't have a wife. For 20. Anyway. Okay, thanks, Black Wolf. I'll take it because it makes me feel like I have an identity now. My identity was withheld. Now I have an identity. I am a nerd. I am a sci-fi Cookie Crush chat, cookie crushing nerd. Okay. All right. Thanks, Black Wolf. What do you mean? It's the way I speak. What does that mean? I don't get that. All right. Okay, let's get into the video for today. Thank you, Black Wolf, for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to pick up what we left off yesterday. It's only about 30 minutes, so we're going to try to get through this probably in an hour, a little over an hour, I would think, and then we're going to get reset because we may do 2 marathons, 6-hour live streams one on Thursday and one on Friday. We'll see how things go. Shout out to Good Crush Chat. Make sure you vote on the poll. And if at any point you're enjoying this live stream, make sure you hit that like button. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Oh my God. Thank you for calling me, Dr. Umar. Everything is all well. Everything is well. But
says I find myself randomly saying, "What kind of man?" throughout the day. The influence is real. Yeah, there are people who say that they're just doing something, doing their own normal routine during the day, and all of a sudden they start singing FDMG is coming out the blue. Anybody else? Does that happen to you? It's a really catchy melody, though. That's why my melodies are really, really catchy, you know. And then people they'll sometimes people will send a super chat and they just say hit the one. So there are some sayings that that are very catchy. Thank you so much, Sean Flossie, for the super chat. We have a whole lot of more songs too, a lot more songs too that we used to do. It's just FDMG is Coming is the one that most people know, but there was a whole other group of songs that were really, really catchy. I just haven't brought them up and sung them. But I've been saying this for years. I'm going to record them professionally. They have all the equipment. I just haven't had the time. Thanks, Sean Flossie, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay, let's get back to it. Here we go.
I had a question about a child that will soon to be 6.
Okay, talk to
in
me.
December. The problem is she's a sweet little girl, but she is so spoiled. She's so spoiled that if you tell her no, she feels rejected. She feels like you're harming her. She feels like she's being harmed. And it's escalating. It's to the point where now you say no to her. She's saying things like, I don't want to be here no more. And now it's
yeah. How did she say how old the child was?
It's gotten to the teachers. So her father had to go to the school because they called him and told him that she said she wanted to kill herself, and she's barely even 6.
Okay, yeah. Umar, she should get professional services. Yeah, that was another song right here. Is someone chiseled on my steps? Was it you? Somebody chiseled on my steps. Was it you? Somebody chiseled on my steps. Was it you? Somebody chiseled on my steps. Was it you? Was it you? Something like that. Then run them donations. Run them donations, baby. Get on your Cash App. Don't be lazy. Run them donations, baby. Yeah. That was the jam too. I forgot about that one. All right. Let's get back to it. Here we go.
And I'm trying to tell him that you cannot spoil her. Like when I
You
tell
cannot spoil her. That's correct. Now let me ask you though, Tamika, has she suffered any trauma? Separation from parents, alienation, abuse.
Here you go. Tiger attacks, alien visitation. Here go Umar every time. What he should have asked is, well, has she ever expressed a plan, for where she wants to, quote unquote, take herself out? That's what he should ask. Anyway.
Abuse, are we sure there's any trauma?
I think there is trauma because she did have a short episode of Wetting the Bed. That's 1. 2, mom is not really in her life. Mom is present, but he's the primary parent.
Okay.
So
is this lady the grandmama? Is that maybe that's what's going on? Because I'm not quite sure what these dynamics are. Amina says, I've been lurking on your channel for some weeks now. You're a pretty dope nerd. Great channel. Yeah, but come on. I mean, because the traditional nerd, they have the glasses, because Umar used to dress, he was a nerd. He used to dress the part and everything. He had the pocket protector and the pins. Well, let me give you an example of it. I don't think I fit that bill because I don't dress that way, but maybe it's deeper than that. I don't know. Let's go to 2000. Let's go to 2000. I want to say 2010. but it might have been before that. Let's see. Yeah, well, there's other examples when Umar in 2010 that I could pull up. But there's one in particular from 2010 right here. Check this out. This is, I mean, Umar, he really was, he was a nerd. I never thought myself to be one like that, but maybe there's some truth to that. Now that I think about it, because I am into sci-fi. Okay, I've been to sci-fi deep. That's really all I watch when I watch stuff. So this right here is from 2010.
To have sex with people of like gender. Why? Because if I can convince black boys Star Spangled Banner.
See this?
Okay, can't do math.
He has a pocket protector and all that stuff. You know, he's playing the part. He does a version of this in 2014 as well, when he, and rest in peace to brother Yah Israel, or the Dawah. He presents this way in other videos, but another one, even in 2014, he was still trying to present as the nerd type. But I think it was to try to give this idea that you know, he was really serious and he had a plan for FDMG. That's what I think. Let me see. I think this would be from April, I think. No, April. It would have to have been May. January, February, March, April. But yeah, so I think it's got to be one of these videos right here. Is it this one? No. Actually, it's not coming up on here. Yeah, I'm going to find it and play it for you guys because he used to present that way. He doesn't do that as much these days. But anyway, I just never thought that that I was a nerd type. But if that's what it is, that's what it is. Thank you, Amina Motsi Leo, for the super chat, and welcome too if you're new here. I appreciate everyone else too. Any other new people? We've got a lot of new people in the building. I want to thank you guys for tuning on in, including Umar Johnson followers. You guys are welcome here too. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. And if you're so inclined, you know, go and hit that like button if you enjoy the show at any given point. All right, thank you, Amina, for the super chat. Lenon, I find myself saying hit the one. Yeah, it's funny because there's hit the two. I say hit the two, but mainly is hit the one, and that's what people mainly say is hit the one. I don't know why this isn't coming up. I'm talking about the interview where Umar, it was for FDMG, so it was a Umar Johnson. Here I go, nerd. Umar Johnson, I think fundraiser update from 2014. That's what I thought it was called, but it wasn't coming up over here for some reason. Yeah, for some reason it's still not coming up. Let me try one other. This was in 2014, and it was update number one. I don't recall him doing a second one for some reason. Yeah, here it is right here. Oh, it's not coming up. Hold on. Yeah, this is one of the more important videos that people can watch dealing with the St. Paul school scam. But Umar was trying to kind of presenting as a nerd in this one too.
Too judgmental of the community. A lot of people who don't know who I am. As traveled as I am, as storied as I am, as so-called controversial as people try to make me to be, there's still a lot of our people who don't know me. So we just have to continue to spread the word. But again, I want to underscore.
Look at his schedule. Compare that to where he's at today. We're talking about 11 years later.
That I've received tremendous support. I mean, every day I go to the post office, there's at least a dozen mail-in donations. You know, I've gotten over 100 checks already. PayPal, every time I check the account, there's been another donation being made. So I want to make sure, you know, that our brothers and sisters in the community know that I see that they're trying to help me and I see that they're doing all they can. I've had people who have literally donated every other day during this campaign.
Yeah, he's lying. Why would people donate every other day? It's a waste of time. They would just donate one lump sum, maybe once a week, maybe once a month, but every other day, cut it out.
One sister, Sister Acosta, who I don't believe I've ever met physically. Literally, I get a check from her every 3 or 4 days. Literally. I have one brother out of London who's making a donation every 3 or 4 days from London on PayPal. So I have tremendous support.
Who's going to write a check every 2 or 3 days or 3 or 4 days and send it in the mail? Come on now.
It's just that from the people who claim to be about this type of work, the support hasn't been there from that small so-called conscious community.
All right. Yeah, this is one of the more important videos dealing with Umar. Thank you, TJ, for the super chat. Michael said, you're not a nerd, but you are a little corny. No offense. Yeah, I don't know offense taken, but I would prefer to be a nerd than to be corny, to be honest with you. Thank you, Michael, for the super chat. I appreciate it. No offense taken. No offense taken. Zay says, I'm the best. I'm the best. Umar Tariq voice. Shout out. Yes, thanks. Yeah, I remember that. Well, that was crazy. That will definitely be inside the documentary. Tariq, Umar was going at Tariq, taking shots at Tariq for years, and then Tariq finally went in on Umar, and he did a couple of videos going in, that one in particular, and it was something else. Y'all seen that one hit the one. I'll tell you. I mean, there's people who go back and watch it, and they'll say, who's watching this in 2025? You know, and then you see all these likes, because, I mean, that was a classic. He went in on Umar. Thanks, Zay. He said, I'm the best. I'm the best. That's Umar. Emma sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much, Emma, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. And Heartbreaker says, hit the one. Yeah, y'all hit the one. If you don't want to hit the one, at least hit the like button. Okay. It'll take you about the same amount of time. In fact, it'll take less time to hit that like button than it does to hit the one. Right? We already got 665 people in the building. Thank you guys, everyone, for tuning on in. Thank you, Heartbreaker from the Bronx. Top 10 hottest Umar Johnson groupies. Oh no, we're not doing that. Thank you, Fat Cat. We're definitely not doing that. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Let's get back going here because I want to get through this rather quickly. Here we go.
Raising little girl is with him, and he does everything for her. Like he's the primary parent. She'll go to mom to visit sometime. But she's not as involved as she should be.
And Craig,
I think the child might need a psychiatric or psychological evaluation to make sure this behavior isn't trauma based. That's number one. Number two, if it's not trauma based, and the father or mother would know if they just be honest, right? If you just tell us the truth, we'll know if there's some trauma here, if we can know everything the baby been through. If there is no trauma, Tamika, here's my second question. Do you think this is the way that she's controlling everybody around her?
Yes, and I'm trying to tell him that because he's not raising her. He's treating her more like a doll. So he gives her everything she wants. I mean, she's still throwing tantrums. She's still stomping up and down, crying hysterically when she gets told no. So I'm not sure if there's trauma. I think there's a possibility, but I also believe that how he's raising her is also a problem. You know, so I think it is manipulation, or I think because she's even done it with me. If I tell her no, she'll cry, she'll become hysterical, and then later on she's like, I don't want to be here no more. And so it's severe depression after the episode. So I do think that it is manipulation, and she's very good at that.
Yeah, I think.
Listen, seek professional services. Umar's not a professional. There's no reason to be talking to Umar. He's not certified. He's never been certified. He holds no license as a psychologist, and he doesn't work as a psychologist. So go to a professional. There's no need to tell your business online for everyone to hear in front of Umar while he's sitting in the mama closet.
The issue is the father more than anything else. He's not holding her accountable for her behavior.
No.
And it's only going to get worse. So
yeah, but you have to figure out where the behavior stems from. So Umar, you can't make that assessment. You don't know that. That's why the psychological services from a professional is the first step to see exactly what's going on with the child.
So when is he going to, unless he knows that there is a trauma there and is letting her get away with murder because he don't want to address it? That's another possibility.
I think yes. I think there is. I think that's probably, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But he still needs. I think he still needs professional help.
Right.
And I think he should get it now because he doesn't understand. First of all, he's an older Jamaican man. That's one. Two, the society he grew up in is very different than the American society, and he doesn't understand the dangers of You know, you understand where I'm going. So, you know, it's hard to get him to understand because he doesn't want to ever get political. He want to talk about culture and black. And I'm like, no. Here in this society, you have to be political. You cannot function in this society without having both. You
That's
kind of
right.
need to be
That's
more
right.
political.
That's right.
Then you do need to be cultural here.
That's right.
You know, and he didn't come to this country until he was about 38 years old. So he really doesn't understand.
Yes. I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah, he got to get it together. Because they will end up trying to call her emotionally disturbed. They'll try to get her put on all type of meds. They'll have her walking around with bipolar diagnoses.
Here he go. And he's projecting right here.
He better stop and get control of his daughter now before it's too late.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, he better get real. This is America, and they are racist against.
Well, somebody called me a nerd yesterday, so I just want to kind of get an idea. To see, I was just thinking about it. Am I a nerd? 20% said no, you're not a nerd. 10% said no, but you look goofy. 63% yes, but you're a cool nerd. And 6% said yes, but I want to crush your cookies. So I just wanted to get an idea of how people feel about this topic. All right, here we go.
Black children, they don't care where we come from.
Thank you for
we the ones with all the divisions. White people don't have no division. They just use us against each other until they're done with us.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But he's a good man, and I feel for him. You know, and he's a good guy, but I don't think he truly knows how to deal with it. I don't think he knows truly how to deal with his daughter. I think he thinks that that's the best thing is just to give her what she wants. And,
what's up, Dominique?
And he just don't understand. And yes, there is a history of mental illness from the mother's side.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, she might need an eval though, but I wouldn't go too quick
you are
with
the
the
most
eval because I don't want
YouTuber.
him to push the drugs.
Okay.
I don't want him to push the drugs. You know, I say psychiatric. I take that back. Psychological. And not school-based either. I think he needs to do a clinical one outside of school, and I would not give that report to the school. I would not. That is only for him. Make sure he knows. Stop telling the school all your business. He just needs to find out what's really going on with.
Yeah, but you can come on here and tell Umar, who's live streaming in his mama closet, all your business, and he don't even take care of his children.
His child, but even before that, Tamika, she just need a counselor. She should get a good therapist and a couple sessions with a good therapist to really see what's this about. So before we even talk about an eval, tell him your daughter needs a therapist. He could just Google it. You know, whatever city he lives in, black therapist, black.
Yeah, Umar, he's suggesting everything.
Black psychologists, black counselors, and get her about 5 or 6 sessions to start and see if there's something there that need to be dealt with.
First he said 3, now you say 5 to 6. He all over the place.
Right.
Because it could be completely manipulation and control. It literally could be if she's been spoiled to death. You know what I mean? But it could also be some other stuff.
Right, and another thing I was thinking that tell me if I'm going too far with this dopamine.
What about it?
We know that people can be I think we're all are. You correct me if I'm wrong, but we're all addicted to like that dopamine release. So her habit is she
Umar, he like,
loves the iPad, she loves to get on there, she loves social media, she loves the games, she loves TV, and she loves getting what she wants. So I'm thinking she is just really addicted to that dopamine rush. Because when he gives it to her...
Okay, this is too much speculation. The bottom line is go get the child psychological services, and then, you go from there. You can throw all kind of things out there, but just, it's enough. There's enough. You don't even have to talk. She don't have to say nothing else. Umar ain't got nothing else to say. It's not necessary. Okay, first step. If she's presenting as if she has some mental health issues, we'll go and get psychological services from professionals, not to Umar. You ain't got to do all this talking. It's not necessary. And coming up with these theories and ideas. But anyway,
she gets that dopamine rush. When he gives her candy, she gets that rush of dopamine. When she's on her iPad, she gets that dopamine rush. You understand what I mean? I feel like when she doesn't get it, that's when the depression hits. That's when
that could be
like,
true, but that's not acceptable either. That got to be regulated. And if she's so used to getting a dopamine rush, then there's too much pleasure in her life and not enough accountability.
Right.
In other words, she should be
what in the world
earning those things. You see what I'm saying? What you're telling me is
here he goes with the reward and the calendar stuff. Here he goes.
A steady diet of it just to function. That ain't healthy at all. That's like a kid.
I ain't reading that shit. I am not reading that shit. You crazy. Oh, this chat room is wild. Let's go
to the video games.
Dr. Umar is bad. When I tell you that man cannot move 5 feet, she's like, my daddy.
Oh man, that's not good. That's and that sounds like an attachment disorder in reverse too. So she don't suffer from too little daddy. She's
who's talking? Is this the grandma? Because she sounds kind of like she wants the attention. Not to be like that, but that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. Is this the grandmama who's talking? She don't sound old. Is this the mama, the aunt? Who is this woman? Anybody know? Somebody said, what in the world? Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. This lady up here telling all the business.
Suffer from too much daddy.
Right.
And she might be snapping out because she has that attachment disorder with him. He's not set.
See, this is Umar projecting because of his attachment disorder. Remember someone brought this up yesterday with his own mama. Here we go. Here we go. It's called emotional incest. That's Umar.
He hasn't separated himself enough from his daughter, and he needs to do that because she ain't gonna be able to function nowhere. It's almost like,
okay, number one, Umar, you need to separate yourself from your mama and let your siblings see the mama. But guess what? You're so separated from your own daughter as a deadbeat.
She's developmentally delayed when it comes to her social skills. Like she should.
Okay, he doesn't know that at all. He does not know that one iota. Just running his mouth.
Be able to separate from her father and not snap out. So this is him. It's all going back to him.
Right.
Yeah, he's just placating to the women because she talking shit. I don't even know who she is.
When it's time for school, oh no, she don't know daddy. She running up in that school. She like, get off me. I'm okay. You know, she loves school. And that's the good part about it, that he doesn't have to, you know, it doesn't have she.
I got you. She loves school, so that ain't a problem.
This lady, I don't mean to be like this, but she all over the place. She really is. Hardpecker from the Bronx says, when I was a companion working for a temp agency 8 years ago, I was assigned to a psych floor for minors. The youngest patient was 5 years old. Wow, that's really young. Yeah. Yeah, so you worked in a professional environment. I'm sure you would agree that calling in to anybody really, but in Umar in particular, while he's inside the mama calls and telling all the child's business, and then Umar speculating about what things might be. He's all over the place. This lady's all over the place. This is not the route to take. It should be straight to professionals who are trained, certified, licensed, whatever the case may be, to get professionals, mental health or psychological services. But this woman's going to Umar. This makes no sense whatsoever. Thank you for the super. Yeah, 5 years old. That's really, really young. Yeah. Here we go.
She loves school, so that's not the problem.
It's the social emotional though.
Right. Like he went into the grocery store one time and she asked for that man for 10 times and got upset when I said, you have to be patient, he'll be back out. She got hysterical. And I'm like, yo, I had no idea. I'm like, and I'm trying to tell him, like, yo, you need to like take care of this. It's getting worse, and she's only getting older.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what happens. They get older.
Man, he better get on it. I mean, if he don't see it, Tamika, he don't see it. You know what I mean? Right. But you can just keep trying to get him to see it. But he need to do something about that, because what she has is an anxious, ambivalent attachment to the father. It's an attachment disorder, and it's not healthy. He has
he doesn't know that at all.
Not individuated her away from him yet, and he needs to start doing it. He needs to start dropping her off at places, you know, cousins, nieces, nephews, you know, brothers, you know,
and just leaving her, just abandoning her like Umar did with his baby. babies,
community events. She should be in some extracurricular activities, at least for an hour, and then 2 hours, and then 3 hours. Like, she has to get comfortable not having her father within eye view sight.
Umar is he's just throwing any and everything out. I mean, all of this. I mean, come on.
Right. Whenever she goes somewhere, it's not healthy.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Umar. I'm glad you called. I do appreciate the call back.
No problem, my queen. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, and I don't think I don't understand who the woman is. It's not the baby mama, I don't think. Is it the grandmama, aunt, cousin? I don't know. I have no idea. What's up, information man? Yeah, thank you for tuning in, sir.
Copy.
All right,
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's tap in and then we're going to close out. Let's tap in and then we're going to close out.
Oh, someone said a stepmother. Okay,
Pretty
maybe a
chocolate
stepmother.
going once.
Yeah, it might be.
Pretty chocolate going twice.
Oh, girlfriend, but what the man's girlfriend? I don't think this would be the man's girlfriend because she was talking. I mean, she talking mess. That don't make sense. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you saying that the baby mama has a girlfriend. Hey, Maddie, I'm trying to figure it out. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to put too much out there, but that's all I said. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Is it the mama? Is it an LGBT type of situation? I don't know. All right. All right, here we go.
Oh, good morning.
How you doing, beautiful? Where you at in the world?
I'm in Mount Holly, New Jersey. I didn't know you were
Mount Holly. Mount Holly is Southern Jersey, right?
Correct.
Yeah, what's that near? Can you find me a venue?
Close to Philly, yes.
Close to, okay, because I'm in Philly. I thought so. Okay, go right ahead, my queen.
I'm just here saying good morning. I tried to reach out to you. I invited you to my wedding last year, but
congratulations.
I missed it.
No, it's still happening.
When is it?
It's July 19th of 26.
Where will it be? What city or state or country? Or
we're in? It's going to be in Berlin, New Jersey, at Lucian.
Okay, I might be able to make that then.
Yeah, it's
because I can drive. Right, it's driving distance.
It is correct.
Yeah, he gonna get that rental. We might want to get that free food.
Yeah. And what's the date?
July 19th.
What day of the week is it?
It's on God's Day. It's on Sunday.
It's on. I think I can make that.
Okay.
Text me. You got my cell, right?
I do still have your number.
Text me that info and make sure you give me the city. I'm gonna try to make that. I like going to weddings.
Awesome.
And like see the queens in those wedding gowns and those bridesmaids and those.
Here he go. He like going to weddings to be a perv, but he ain't trying to get married to not one of you black women. I like to see the yams and the butter biscuits. I like to see them. I like to see the I can't remember what he be saying. He be saying some crazy shit. What did he say? The for the bosom? I can't remember what he said. It didn't. Anyway, Umar, he goes right to the perv.
Let me behave. Stay focused. Well, yeah, I'm coming to the wedding. I want some mac and cheese. I know y'all gonna have it soul.
See, I told y'all he was hungry, right? He just want to go eat. Told y'all.
Food popping.
Yeah, peach cobbler. That's what he said. The peach. I want to see the butter biscuits and the peach cobblers, the yams, the butter, the sugar cooking. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. Andromeda, like the name too. All right, here we go.
It's going to be beautiful.
I'm coming to the wedding. I think I'm going to get me a tuxedo too. I think I'm coming up in there.
Yeah.
You just going to rent that same tuxedo that you had on when you was up in them trap bandos. That's what it is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
yeah, you can have your +1.
Now listen, are you going to have a whole bunch of Neanderthal energy at that wedding or what?
There you
Because
go.
sometimes I go to these black weddings, boy, and they be flooded with Neanderthal nation. I'll be like, is this a black wedding or what the hell is
Absolutely
going on?
not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Send
Absolutely.
me that text, Queen. I'm pulling up.
I will. Thank you for answering my request. You have a
No
good
problem,
day.
sweetheart. All right now. God bless.
What was she calling in for? Y'all remember this video? See, that's a tuxedo.
Then
yeah, this was so ridiculous. Yeah, we're coming up on my goodness, we're coming up on the 7-year anniversary in just 3 months. This is crazy since he acquired these abandoned buildings. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry, here we go.
Got me a wedding in New Jersey, brothers and sisters. I got me a wedding in New Jersey. I'm going to eat me some soul food and look at some curvy queens and some wedding gowns. Not the wife. She's getting married. I'm not looking at her. Much respect. I am my brother's keeper.
No,
I am my brother's keeper.
You perv.
Fly, fine, and flashy going once. Fly, fine, and fashion and flashy going twice. Where is fly, fine, and flashy? Show your face, Queen. Don't be scared now. Your name is Fly, Fine, and Flashy. She got scared, y'all. She got scared. Why you give up like that? Why you give up like that? She got scared. Why she get scared? Sister Mel, pull up Sister Mel. Where's Sister Mel at going once? Where's Sister Mel at going twice? Where you at, Sister Mel? Look at that beautiful face. Look at them lips and them cheekbones and that butter almond skin.
There he go.
Where you at, Sister Mel? What city you at? Stop being shy. You among family. I love you too, baby. Oh, Sister Mel. Okay, I gotta stop putting the sisters on the spot. I gotta stop putting the queendom on the spot. Okay.
Umar was getting excited. You see?
Yeah, I gotta stop putting the queendom on the spot. Let me see. Cured by Kim Weddings. Where you at, Sister Kim? Cured by Kim Weddings. She do the weddings. Where you at, Queen? Let's tell the people about your business. How you doing there, Sister Kim?
I am well. I'm up cooking breakfast for my family, and I'm actually about to put my husband on here. This is Dr. Umar.
Where you at?
Connecticut. It's Dr. Umar, yes. We're in Connecticut.
All right.
It is.
What up, King?
Oh, she said what?
Is this some sort of all right, let's keep going here.
Let me take
All right, he better not be naked. Don't be putting him on the phone naked. You're gonna get my Instagram canceled.
Not your Instagram cancer. So we have a family question.
Yes.
Our children are privately educated.
Okay. What you mean by private? Private school or homeschool?
Private school.
Okay.
We live in New Haven, Connecticut. And the education here just is horrible. So we've elected to put them in school. Private school.
Yes.
My daughter is this way. It's this way. Nobody can see you. My daughter, Elena, is being diagnosed with ADHD.
What grade is she in?
She's 10. She's in the 5th grade.
5th grade, 10 years old. Now you said she's being diagnosed. Does that mean the evaluation has already been completed?
So we've had an evaluation with her doctor. She has a Black therapist. The school has evaluated her, and the city of New Haven has evaluated her. So the city of New Haven is saying there's nothing wrong with her. Her Black psychiatrist has said she's more inattentive than hyperactive.
Okay.
So my husband and I were like, let's reach out to Dr. Umar to see exactly what his idea of how these tests should go, and if medication should ever be in play, and if before then, what should we be doing to help her focus?
Don't do the meds.
Okay.
First of all, you just said she's primarily inattentive.
Yes.
Drugs can't do anything for attention.
Okay.
Drugs can only address hyperactivity by slowing down the brain. You feel me?
Yes.
So giving your daughter medication is a waste of her time, not to mention all the side effects that come from the medication. You follow me?
Yes.
So once upon a time, we had ADD, attention deficit disorder. We don't have ADD no more. It's all ADHD now.
Correct.
So in your daughter's case, she would be classified with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, primarily inattentive.
Correct.
Right? But like I said, there's no drug that can make you pay attention.
Okay.
None at all. So there's no need to give that child medicine. Absolutely not. I'm against medicine anyway, but I'm really against medicine for a kid who's not even hyper. You see that?
Yes.
Now, what y'all might want to consider, okay,
he really should not be doing this. It's beyond the scope. He's not licensed. He's not certified. Information Man broke all this down in the video that he did on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. It was excellent work. It makes no sense. Umar, he makes so many assumptions. He assumes things, and he doesn't have the information. He hasn't seen any paperwork. He hasn't diagnosed any child. He's not even qualified to do diagnoses. He's pseudo. He's pseudo. Yeah.
Is some herbal alternatives that they have at the health food store, different things to calm her down, but she's not hyper. So that's not going to matter either. Here's the bigger thing. Is there an internal distraction?
Yeah. So in terms of her, one, she's in a white space. And two, it's to me knocking at her confidence that she's unable to focus, all those things. And we've tried a battery of vitamin B, vitamin D, all of those things.
School? Does she not like it? How does she feel about the school?
I'm sure that she would love to be in a school with all Black kids, but the education just isn't there.
Right, but here's what I'm saying. It don't matter how good a white school is if the Black child is not comfortable there.
Okay.
Now again, this may not be the main reason. It may not be all of the reason. But
yeah, but that's what I mean. Umar, he's just speculating.
If it is a factor, we have to consider it. Because if your daughter is psychologically checking out of school, no drugs, no counseling is going to make her check back in if she's not comfortable. You see what I'm saying? So we have to consider that. Now, along with that, though, are there any other obvious factors like, is there bullying? Is there racism? Is there tracking? Is there targeting? Like, is there anything obvious there that we have to address?
So we've had a bump or two, but I think that if she goes to New Haven Public School, she's gonna have a bump or two there. She has a very privileged life, so she may have the opposite effect, being in a school where being in a school with all Black kids that don't necessarily have the same socioeconomic situation that she's in.
How is her academics? How does she do?
She does fairly well, and her school supports her. And what I love the fact is they support every single child in whatever area they're faltering in. It's not a one approach to every single kid. They all are supported individually. And she can't get that in New Haven Public Schools, no matter what.
Gotcha.
They just don't have the resources.
Like an AB or BC student, where she's at? Where is she?
She's probably BC.
She's probably BC, but nowhere near in danger of failing, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Then you know what I would start with? You said she has a counselor?
Yes. She's Black too, as well.
Okay, how long has she been?
Good. These parents are doing a good job. I have to say that. Just calling Umar, I mean, it's just unnecessary. It looks like they have a plan already in place, which is great.
Working with the Black counselor?
8 months.
Okay, are you noticing any change at all?
I don't think Elena necessarily likes her, but I do know that we have to shop around sometimes.
Then switch it out.
Okay.
Here's the one thing you got to understand.
Boy, I'm telling you, this guy, he's dangerous.
About counseling. Counseling is unlike any other profession in the world. If y'all need a plumber, any plumber will do, right? If you need a car mechanic, any car mechanic will do.
Not necessarily, Umar. What are you talking about? This guy, this guy's nuts.
Do right? If you got to get surgery.
Somebody said the mom is suspicious. Well, I know her putting the phone on her husband while he in the bed. Someone said that's a violation. It is. He over there trying to sleep. She calling Umar.
On your foot, any surgeon will do, right? That's not how it is with counseling. With counseling, the client has to like the person.
Okay.
It has to be comfortable with the person that's giving them the counseling, especially a child. Especially a child. If your daughter isn't absolutely comfortable with that counselor, she's not going to open up. If she don't open up, the counselor can't help her. If the counselor can't help her, she's wasting her time.
Yeah.
So if your daughter is giving any sign at all, not that there's anything wrong with the counselor, but if your daughter is not comfortable, you got to switch it because you're wasting time and money. She has to like the person, because if they don't like the person, they don't open up. So I suggest that y'all get someone else. I even suggest that you find 2 or 3, take her on an interview with them, and ask her which of those 3 you want to work with.
Do you suggest a male counselor in that mix, or just should I stick with females?
It don't really matter because she has a mother and father at home. You feel me? If she didn't have a father, I say get a male. If she didn't have a mother, I say get a female. But she got.
That's nuts. My goodness, this guy. What in the world?
Both of y'all, right? So it really don't matter. It's about the goodness of fit.
Okay.
But get her another counselor. Another question I have y'all spoiled her?
Here he goes.
I haven't. She has. She has. Because that could have something to do with it as well.
Spoil has levels. I've been listening to you for about an hour. She is no way in shape or form of that precious little baby that was before us.
Okay.
That is not our case.
Oh. See, this is why people shouldn't be getting up here anyway. That's it is, and I don't even. I mean, it doesn't even seem to me. It just seems it seems so unreasonable to me for people to call Umar. I mean, the advice alone is just ridiculous. Who is this guy? But then if you look into his own personal life, this guy, he's a deadbeat, don't take care of his own kids. He's disparaged his own daughter online. He's created at least 3 baby mamas in Philadelphia alone. He don't take care of none of his kids, ain't committed in no relationship. He ain't never raised not one child in his life. He's not certified as a psychologist to any degree. Never been licensed as a psychologist to any degree. He's never practiced privately as a therapist to any degree. He hasn't worked consistently since 2011. He's not current on his continuing education, as Information Man has explained in great detail. So why would people go to Umar? The advice is horrible, and he's nuts. That's why it's nuts. Is because he's nuts. Real talk. He's nuts. See, the part of the problem is that Umar, he's been pretending to be this great psychologist for decades now. And he's been on platforms like the Breakfast Club, Joe Budden, the Art of Dialogue, and he presents himself as this great psychologist, and then people start to believe it. But it's not true. And maybe that's why people called in to these, because they have a perception that Umar, he's qualified and he actually cares. Well, he's not qualified. He don't care either. Thank you for the super chat. It's just nuts all the way across the board. Girl with ADHD are often not hyper. This is alarming. Listen, I don't know. I don't know that. You may be right. I'm not quite sure. But the point is that Umar is not the person to go to, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy was over in Brazil pretending as if he was an autism expert. He has no expert in autism whatsoever. He has no, I should say it this way, he has no expertise in autism whatsoever. He has no expertise in psychology. Real talk. He gets online and he pretends to be this great psychologist. Thank you, Bass Blue Pure. I don't know. That French, me. I could barely read English. Thank you. Thank you for that. How's it going, Smart Barbie? Says 3 days of this and he still looks like he just woke up. That's another thing. Even the presentation style. Umar, he's inside his mama closet and he just wakes up. he goes and live streams in his mama's closet, giving all of this advice as if he's this professional. He's dressed like a bum. You can tell he's unkept. He's not. You can tell he ain't showered, he ain't bathed, ain't washed his face, ain't done his hair. He just wakes up and he probably had a Twizzler and some zebra cakes, and then he said, "Okay, I'm gonna get on here and have people call in." The presentation is all wrong. His advice is all wrong too. And he looked like he just woke up. Thanks, Smart Barbie. Black Wolf gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Black Wolf. Again, members, I'll have the next segment of the documentary available for you guys this week. Thank you, Black Wolf, for sending that membership. And whoever received it, make sure you thank Black Wolf. Fat Cat says they call Umar looking for a third. I don't know what that means. You talking? Well, let me get that off of there because I don't even know what that is. Young people ain't no telling what a third means. We're gonna leave that right there. Right. Says, "Oh Lord, not we got the cookies and muffins in one room." That's what Umar said. The muffins, the cookies, the peach cobbler, the honeycomb hideout. It's all food. Right. Cookies and muffins. All right. Thank you for the super chat. What's up, Little Sex says, I can picture him falling asleep, sitting up in that closet with Dorito stains on his fingers and crumbs in his beard, snoring, farting, and mumbling struggle streamer in his sleep. Yeah. I mean, he sits up in there. He hadn't been there in like 7 months. At least he hadn't live streamed in there because we was on him about it. But yeah, he sits inside of his mama's closet, and yeah, he probably eats it. What time's a sack of potatoes in there? So ain't no telling what he doing in there. Real talk. He probably be on his phone watching, Cookie Crush Chat. He probably watching right now in his mama closet. Clearly, he's cold. Just so unprofessional all the way across the board. Thank you, Louis Stuck. Ain't no telling what are you doing inside this closet. Okay, did I get to everyone? Let me make sure I'm all caught up here in the chat room. The only thing Umar has raised is a fork to his mouth. Yeah, he has not raised one child. He hasn't raised one child. There is a video I'm gonna run into where he was. I kid you not. Okay, if you don't remember this, hit the one. If you remember, Umar was I think it was at the block party. If memory serves me correctly, I can't remember which one block party it was. It was one of the block parties, and he was trying to figure out what types of gifts to get for the children who attend the block party. The block party was mainly for older Black people. Real talk. But he wanted to try to get some gifts for the kids, which is a great idea. But he says something, and I'm paraphrasing. He says something like, "You guys gotta let me know what I need to get for these kids. I never bought clothes for no children," or something like that. I never bought clothes for babies. And I said to myself, this deadbeat. Hit the one if you got anybody remember this. Hit the one. It's one of the most disgusting things. I sat back. I said, this guy, he ain't never bought no clothes for no baby. He don't. At that time, he had at least 3 babies. You ain't bought not one clothes for these babies. And yet, in 2025, he tried to act like he was in his oldest daughter's life more than the mama was. You ain't even bought no clothes. What you talking about? He ain't raised no kids, none. He raised a lot of money too. Okay, we'll set it for a school that don't exist. Thank you, Smart Barbie, for the super chat. I'm not making that up either. I don't make stuff up. Okay, but that's Umar. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what Umar said. I'm gonna find it at some point. Thanks, Smart Barbie. Amina says Umar doesn't like Black people. Period. Yeah, I agree. I think he sees Black people as inferior to him. I think he sees himself as like a Christ figure, and he's like a cult leader. They have the superiority complex. That's why he says things like he's the Black Christ, he's the Black Messiah. I think he really believes that stuff. I have videos from a long time ago where Umar, he's saying things like, yeah, I was born on Nat Turner, such and such, and my ancestor is Frederick Douglass, and so basically that means I'm the chosen one. He really believes that stuff. He really does. And part of that mentality is that you see other people as inferior to you, and he sees white people as being superior to the Black people that he sees inferior. It's crazy how people see him as a Black leader. They call in, but he has a disdain for Black people. I'll propose that his disdain for Black women is even greater. And it could be argued that his disdain for children is even greater than his disdain for black women. And yet you have all these black women calling him and trying to ask for advice about their children. It just it makes no sense whatsoever. I don't even think Umar likes himself, to be honest with you. He sees himself as this Christ figure because he talks like that, but I don't think he likes himself in reality. All right. Oh, thanks, Amina. Hey, how's it going, Asia? Asia says, I can't believe people believe Umar over actual professionals. He has no credentials. He has no credentials. No certifications, he's never been licensed. And you know, I haven't done enough research to figure out when it was that the last time that Umar had a certification as a school psychologist. I do know for over the last 4 years, he has not, at bare minimum, over the last 4 years, he's not held a certification. I wonder when it was that his initial certification expired. As a school psychologist, he also had a certification as a principal, which is no longer active. And he also had a certification as a, what do they call that? A nationally certified school psychologist, which he already explained that he gave that up. But it was, and he acted like he made the decision to give it up. No, he wasn't keeping up with his continuing education. And so in essence, it was revoked. So I don't know how far back that goes. I mean, it could be a decade ago, but he's still pretending to be this certified school psychologist, and he's still a principal. He's telling people that he's a school psychologist in 2025. No, he's not. He's a liar. And then people go to this guy. Thanks, Aisha. Nimi says, I'm late. What in the heck is going on in the Cook Crush chat? Watch the information man today. Very good. Yeah, he did a fantastic job. I promoted it on my YouTube timeline. If you haven't seen that actual live stream, it's called Umar Johnson. Hold on one second. Umar Johnson is unlicensed as a psychologist while conducting illegal online counseling unethical. And this was from 2 days ago. It's great. Really, really good. Here's a link I'll put inside the chat room as well. But it's on my community tab, if you will. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out when you get some time. It was really, really good. Shout out to Information Man. Thank you, Nimi, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Gaza, how's it going, Gaza Princess? He woke up and didn't take no shower, eating Twizzlers and shit. No, it's true. I can tell Umar, he was asleep because it was an early live stream. He woke up and he just sat inside that chair. He didn't take no shower. He didn't bathe. He didn't put on no suit and tie. I don't know. He may have brushed his teeth. I don't know. But the point is that he gets up there. He's totally unkept. It's just totally unprofessional. He shouldn't be doing it anyway. But if you're going to do it, at least present yourself in a professional manner. See, that's the thing. Back in the day, Umar would present himself in a professional manner. He doesn't even care these days. He just live streaming in the mama closet. He just woke up, no shower, didn't bathe, clearly ain't washed his face or nothing. He just starts live streaming. It's nuts. Thank you, God's little princess. Malika gifted a membership. Thank you, Malika, for that. And whoever received it, make sure you thank Malika for the gift. Gifts. Rocky the Sock says his head wrap is so tight it's giving me a headache. Yeah, someone has said that the other day, and in this video, they were saying that the head wrap is not even for a man; it's a woman's head wrap, and it does appear to be that to me. Okay, Umar, I guess he could do what he wanted to do. Thank you, Rocky the Sock. And Animi says watching Snow Bunny, Snow Bunny, what? Snow Bunny corn? I don't know what. I don't know. We're gonna move on. I don't know what that means. All right. Thank you for the super chat, everybody. I appreciate it. Let's continue. We're almost done. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of this. Here we go.
We just have grown up differently. So
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you haven't voted on the poll, make sure you vote on the poll. And then if you enjoyed the show at any point, if you're enjoying the show, hit that like button. Our goal is 700, but we're doing a short show, so we probably won't be able to get to 700 today. There's 852 votes. Am I a nerd is the question. 20% said no, you're not a nerd. 10% said no, but you look goofy. All right. 63% said yes, but you're a cool nerd. Okay. And then 7% said yes, but I want to crush your cookies. All right. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go.
our context of spoiling is different.
I got you. What grade does her school go up to?
9th.
All the way to 9th. She's in the 5th, right?
Yes.
I will say that I think this is decision year, though. This is decision year. I really have to talk to her and see if this is the place for her to be for middle school. Or does she need to go somewhere else for middle school? You know what I mean?
I agree. I don't want her confidence and stuff to be messed up in middle school. It's very important right now.
Yes. And with them white schools, you got to be careful because once they tear down our baby's confidence, they don't often get it back a lot of times. You know what I mean? So this might have to be the last year, but you can make a deal with her too and say, listen, if you do what you got to do this year, we might consider looking at another place. But you got to produce in order for us to get there. Is she in any extracurricular activities?
Everything, swimming, baseball, and we've put her in MMA just to kind of build
that's good.
her confidence. But she excels in sports, and that's where we're building up that confidence in order to be able to see if it'll translate academically.
Is there any chance that she may be dealing with a low level of anxiety or depression?
Oh, 67.9. Whoa, wow. I might have to become a male hoe. I'm just playing. That's almost 68 people. So what the freak off? Let me stop playing. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Because anxiety and depression is really your attention deficit disorder. You follow
Absolutely.
me? If a child got anxiety and depression, that is the ADD. Because all they doing is ruminating over their problem when they.
Where does that come from?
The issue is.
Where does that come from? Because I don't even understand that.
A million different things. Does she have siblings in the house?
Yes.
If she feel like she's not getting enough attention, if she feel like one of the other siblings is allowed to do more than her, if she feel like she don't get her daddy's attention as much as the other ones, or the mommy's attention as much as the other ones, it can come from anything. Let me ask you this: is she the baby?
No, she's the
oldest.
She's the oldest. So is there a chance that she believes that the younger siblings are taking too much of her attention away from y'all?
I keep a fair balance.
He keeps a fair balance. My son is just very charismatic. Well, no, my son is just very charismatic. So people really draw to him. And he's 8.
He's 8. She's
10.
10. Okay, is it just the two of them?
Yeah, well, our oldest child is out the house. He's 22. So he's not even,
Okay. The son is getting too much attention.
From the world, for sure.
From the world. What about y'all?
No, we're pretty even in here.
Y'all pretty even.
Absolutely.
So you think it's all outside?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do each of you spend time with her alone? In other words, mom time alone outside the house, dad time alone outside the house, to try to compensate for some of that extra attention the brother is getting?
We don't, and we probably should, but they have such a packed schedule. My husband's an entrepreneur. We are on the go. They're with me most of the time.
Yeah, someone said too that they really didn't need Umar's help, and I agree. I think they already have a plan. If they have any questions or concerns, they should just go to a professional. Yeah, Lene says Umar is jealous of his siblings. I think that in general, though, Umar is a jealous person. He is. He's a very jealous person. He always says that other people are jealous of him. He was saying that people in the UNIA back in 2005 that they were jealous of him. That's just Umar projecting. He's an extremely jealous person. He doesn't like to see other people succeed. He gets very jealous. You know, that's why he's always attacking successful black people, but in particular successful black men. You know, athletes, entertainers, comedians, that type of thing. He's an extremely jealous person. So I'm not surprised by that statement at all. Lene says Umar is jealous of his siblings. I think Umar is just a jealous person in general. He wants to be the center of attention with, the narcissism. He believes that he's so great that everyone is jealous of him. I mean, the guy lives inside his mama's closet. He doesn't have a job, doesn't have his own vehicle. He's been homeless since 2019. But everyone's jealous of him? No, that's just Umar projecting. He's the person that is, I don't know what that is. Just an extremely jealous person.
And they don't get the individual attention that they probably should. It's a collective.
I'm assuming dad is with son a lot, right?
No. I went both of them. He plays baseball, she plays softball. So when I'm practicing, I have them both together, practicing with each other.
But it's not a lot of individual attention.
It's not, but I don't give either or individual attention.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's usually both of them at the same time in all situations.
And what about with mom?
we're always together when they're with me because I'm doing the shuttling, I'm doing the cooking and being home with the kids. So, I mean, what just stuck out to me is that there's really no one-on-one time where we go get our nails done or we go, go for a walk or something like that. Yeah.
In her mind as a child, although this may not reflect reality, I think she feels she's not getting enough from y'all for some reason, whatever that is. And I think if y'all start spending a one-on-one time with her out the house, each of you, and of course,
yeah, he doesn't know that.
Of course, y'all still do the family stuff together with both children, but she needs some one-on-one time with each parent outside.
Okay. I don't even understand that. I don't. I ain't get none of that shit.
You old school. That's why you don't do it. You old school.
Right.
You old school. Cut it out.
You know he old school. He like, well, she don't need no one-on-one touch. She need to sit down and read that paper and do that homework.
She the princess. And she's
I hear you.
Yeah, she need it, man. Try it. It'll work. Remember,
thank you so much.
We can't always raise our children the way we were raised, even if the way we were raised worked for us. You feel me?
Makes sense.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. But see, Umar, you haven't raised any children. So what the fuck you talking about? You abandon your children. You got a child who's homeless right now, wandering the streets. See, and what he said, yeah, that's true. That's true. Absolutely. But he's not the one to talk. Because he's been a deadbeat, period. Y'all see my point? Hit the one.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Gotcha.
Two children in the same house are going to have two different experiences because they have two different personalities with two different temperaments. So we have to make sure we cater it to her while still holding her accountable for her behavior.
Okay. Thank you so much. We will still text you, but thank you. We wanted to talk to you before we made any decisions, so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate it.
No, man.
Hey, he caught me off guard, man. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was violation right there on her part. He shouldn't have did that.
On this Saturday, get the sleep on.
So get up and go rake them leaves.
Oh, cut it out. You don't do that, lady.
Thank you.
All right.
Why are you gonna do the man like that? That's just wrong. Why is she gonna do him like that?
Bye-bye.
God bless y'all.
All right.
All right, now. Ain't nothing like
just why she do that man like that? That was wrong.
Seeing a black husband and a black wife, man, that was powerful. Wasn't that powerful, y'all?
Cut it out, Umar. We know what powerful mean.
Wasn't that powerful? Ain't nothing like seeing a black man and a black woman in the same house raising the children together. We got to get back to that, y'all. We got to get back.
Meanwhile, let me stop.
To that.
We almost done.
Let me see what's going on here.
Mr. Conference says, don't be too happy about people wanting to crush your cookies. What's the start? What's the stats not showing is that 27 of those 68 are me. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Let me get that. Let me close this poll out right now. Let me get this poll off of here. I'll just play it. Thanks, Mr. Controversy, for the super chat. We're almost done, everybody, because this is the end of the video. But we're, tomorrow we'll be back. We're going to get into the video where Umar is interviewed. He gives a full update on FDMG. I'll do a preview of it right after we're done with this video, and then we'll close out the live stream. Here we go.
So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to get ready to tap out. We had a good call today. If you need private consultation or life coaching, you know what to do. Join us in Nat Turner Land for Nat Turner's Kwanzaa on December the 19th. Join us in Nat Turner Land for Nat Turner's Kwanzaa on December the 19th. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. Make sure you donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
For what?
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Personal donations, PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. So you can hit me on Venmo. Okay, you can hit me on Venmo, Prince Ifatunde. But today was good, y'all. Today was good. Tomorrow will be better. Don't forget, we got the Pan African Fast coming up December the 10th. The Pan African Fast coming up December the 10th. If you need to reach me, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858,
he's
or
there
Prince of Pan
personally.
Africanism at gmail.com. Peace and Black Power.
Yeah, it's just totally unethical and unprofessional on Umar's part to be doing these in the first place. Okay, so tomorrow, again, this is a short live stream today. We just close out with this. Tomorrow, we'll have a regularly scheduled live stream. The total video is 1 hour and 40 minutes. The thing is that we would have to get through the whole thing because on Thursday, we're going to do a marathon. It'll be probably about 6 hours. We do a Thanksgiving marathon. And then if may come back even on Friday, do another marathon for Black Friday. But here's the video. If you guys aren't familiar with it, I have the full video. I also have a shorter version of it, but this is the video right here. And this is from the 14th. So this is about 11 days ago. We haven't been able to get to it.
Yo, what up? We got Dr. Umar live tonight, but check this out. We got Charleston White coming up. And just found out today we got Hot Boy Turk coming up. Hot Boy Turk, so Hot Boy Turk and Charleston White coming up. Don't forget.
Yeah, I don't know who Hot Boy Turk is.
I've never seen healthy examples of black on black love. Their parents might be together, but is it healthy? Their parents might be married, but is it healthy? They may live under the same roof, but is it healthy? We need with the AIDS, chemical warfare with the crack. And I'm going to tell you, I always felt like we were almost at their mercy. But let us be clear. The white man did not until I said I was opening one. If you go back and look when we started the fundraising in 2014, when nobody talking about schools like this. Now everybody want to.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be interesting. We'll get into it tomorrow. We're going to see. Yeah, he was back in the closet too, mama closet. RPG TVT View says he's the size of David Blunt's. I guess we know where that FDMG money is. I don't even know who David Blunt's is. But Umar, if we go back, early Umar, he wasn't overweight like that. And I can lose a few pounds. I could definitely lose a few pounds myself. I think that Umar, he really started to pick up a lot of weight after that. The donation money started to come in. But if we go back to 2000, I'll give you the example and we'll be up out of here. 2000, I want to say 2005. This is the earliest video that I've been able to find of Umar. And it was in 2005. It's the earliest video that I've been able to find of Umar online. You can see that he wasn't overweight like this, and his frame wasn't such that he would be because he's obese at this point. I've seen his weight fluctuate at times too, but at this point he's overweight. He's extremely overweight. And again, he has health problems too. But I can lose some pounds too. Most definitely.
And I'm a member of the organization founded by the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Universal Negro Improvement Association. I belong to the Philadelphia division. By trade, I'm a school psychologist. And in the city of...
it's not that he's skinny either, but he's not obese. Now he's obese.
Philadelphia, I'm the youngest of only 4 black male school psychologists.
Thank you, RPG.
Although Philadelphia is the 5th largest school district in the city. In America, I'm sorry. I actually happen to be a relative of that man hanging on the wall, Frederick Douglass, whose real name was Frederick Bailey, but he changed it to Douglass when he escaped to slavery, which is my family's name.
Yeah, and it's not just that he was a lot smaller, just his presentation style and his appearance. You can tell he kept up with his appearance because Lene said that something, even his family members, they noticed a change in Umar at a certain point. And they said something to the effect, I think she said that he went rogue, something like that. This is a long ways away from where he's at in 2025.
From the South. That's right.
Then you do need to be cultural here.
Blood cousin. But
and see, we get older. Obviously, if I show you guys a picture of myself in 2005 compared to today, there's gonna be significant difference. But with Umar, it's so much more that's gone on with him for him to get to where he's at today. So at some point, something took place. This video is in around the time, and I have it in my time. I actually have it in the next segment of the documentary. The trip to Africa, that was a huge part of Umar. Something happened, and it's not just the Africa trip, but something happened over there that really took him over the top. And how he looked back then and behaved back then is a lot different than where he's at today. He's devolved to the extreme. It's unfortunate.
I just want to give.
And again, like I said, a lot of this has to do with money that people sent to Umar, and he ultimately used the money to self-destruct. And that includes binge eating, alcohol with the gin, turning the heat down, living a more sexually promiscuous lifestyle. Obviously, he's creating all these baby mamas back in the day too. But all that contributes over time to Umar's deterioration. I think his mental health deteriorated to the extreme too, because you don't hear him yelling and screaming in this video. You don't see him repeating things over and over again, and he's not unhinged.
Give you some information that I hope can help you as you help children and families and parents in your communities and in your neighborhoods. School psychology, exactly what is that? The reason you probably don't know is because it was never intended for you to know. School psychologists are the psychologists who are responsible for evaluating children and determining whether or not they have educational disabilities. Any child who's ever been diagnosed as retarded, learning disabled, emotionally disturbed.
See that terminology, retarded? That's terminology that he's using still in 2025. That's a problem in and of itself.
Autistic, as having a traumatic brain injury, or, in a positive note, those who are ever diagnosed as mentally gifted only get that diagnosis from one of us, a school psychologist. Why is this such a problem with black children, and why are so many black children over-identified and misrepresented in special education classes? It's because only 1% of all school psychologists in America are black. 99% of them are white. As with your teachers, only 7% are African American, but only 1% of your school psychologists. Now, right from the back, I want to deal with the drugs, because I think a lot of parents still don't understand exactly what Ritalin is, and what Adderall is, and what Prozac is, and what Zoloft is, and what Strattera is. All of these are synthetic forms of the same illegal drugs you could buy on any inner city street corner. It's very important that you understand that Ritalin, the scientific name is methylphenidate, is equivalent chemically to speed that you could buy on any corner. It's classified by the Drug Enforcement Agency as a type 2 drug, which means it's just as addictive as crack cocaine. Now, the pediatrician isn't going to tell you this. Okay, the doctor isn't going to tell you this. The principal, the school teacher isn't going to tell you this, because 9 times out of 10, they're getting a kickback by the drug company. A lot of schools and school districts are actually subsidized and sponsored by these drug companies. So you have to understand exactly the demon that you are fighting. But if you want to deal with the drug movement, you have to go back to the scientific study that was done by the United States government that gave birth to the drug movement. See, the drug movement didn't start 10 years ago. It actually started in the 80s, and it started with the National Institute of Mental Health. And what they did was, if you can think back a little bit to the 80s, you remember there was a big movement in American psychology and psychiatry to prove that black men were predisposed to be violent. If you can remember that, they said we had a gene that made us more violent than everybody else. Nobody wanted to look at the social variables, okay, and the historical variables that give rise to what we suffer. They wanted to reduce it to the level of biology. Why? Because the minute you reduce any problem to the level of biology, now you bring in the doctors, which means you can get rich off of drugs. You have to watch that and be very, very careful about that. But anyhow, what the United States government said, and the man who was in charge of the National Institute of Mental Health at the time was a white man by the name of Peter Goodwin, I believe his name was. They said that if you want to be able to control the behavior of black kids in the inner city, don't study white kids and don't study black kids. Go to Africa and study monkeys in the jungle. This is 1980s. Okay. Now, they said because black people are so emotional and do not have the capacity to control their behavior because they're animalistic, because they don't have the capacity to control their behavior, if you want to control it, then you have to drug them. So every time you give a black child a pill, you are confirming the racist notion that says black people cannot regulate their behavior. And if you want to regulate it, then you must give them drugs. It's as simple as that. Now, they don't tell you about the side effects of these drugs. Number one, they all kill brain cells. To kill brain cells is to kill life. Yes, you have billions of them, but they can die over time and quite rapidly when you give people drugs, especially babies. Most of these drugs were designed for use on who? Adults. Nobody under 18 was ever supposed to be given one. But a few years ago, the American Psychological Association and the Food and Drug Administration said, now you can give adult psychiatric medications to 3-year-old black kids.
Yeah, I'll let this play. because we actually have plenty of time. But I'm gonna, after this, we'll close this out. This is probably about maybe another I would say 10 more minutes on this. So I'll just let it play.
Zoloft, Prozac, depression, black women, you have to be very careful about those because a lot of you are overdiagnosed for depression, okay? And what you have to understand is every last psychotropic medication that was ever put out in the market has been linked to what? Brain cancer. Every single one. And if you know anything about brain cancer, that's the...
Okay, that's not true either. I actually outlined this in the documentary because I actually researched this. There's no correlation whatsoever. There's no scientific evidence. There's no studies that show that at all. Umar makes it up on the spot. He has a pattern of this type of behavior. By the way, in the timeline, Umar, he resigns from the UNIA on August 17, 2005. Prior to that, he goes to Africa. And then he also resigns after he resigns as a school psychologist. This video right here is in between the time where he resigns from the UNIA and he resigns as a school psychologist. I cover this inside the next segment of the documentary. But something happened to Umar after this point. Or I actually think it's when he went to Africa. I think that was a serious mental break. But then when he comes back over here, he's able to maintain for a little bit, but then he just goes off the deep end. You know, I'll explain all that inside of the documentary in terms of the timeline.
One form of cancer, although most of them are mortal anyway, but that's the one form of cancer, if you get, kiss it goodbye. Okay? Very important. We should not be giving our children drugs. Most of these drugs, especially in the minds of babies and in the bodies of babies, actually destroy the organs of the body. They mess with the liver, the kidneys, the heart. Believe it or not, they even cause the same problems that they're supposed to solve. Ritalin makes you hyperactive. Zoloft makes you depressed. Not only that, but most of these drugs have even been linked to an increase in suicide by those who take them.
Yeah, I should also mention in the timeline, he resigns. He doesn't give a clear date for when he resigned, but it would have had to have been from the time that he did this video and the end of 2005. So I would say like maybe probably about anywhere between really 2 and 4 months after he did this video, he resigned as a school psychologist.
Most industrialized European nations do not allow psychotropic drugs to be given to their kids. If you go to Britain, they don't even give them out. But see, over here, it's all about dollars and cents. And to make a long story short, white people are making billions because you refuse to raise your children the right way. Bottom line. Why would you go to your enemy and ask them for help on how to raise a black child? That don't make no sense. And that's what's going on. See, in the 1800s and in the early 1900s, there was no such thing as ADHD. ADHD was put in the DSM-4 because it was lobbied for by the drug companies. They went to the American Psychiatric Association that relies on their money to operate and said, look, we need a diagnosis that can feed the prescribing of this drug. So they created ADHD. It's a joke. It don't even exist. Every day I got parents coming to me, Mr. Johnson, my son needed an evaluation. He ADHD. No, he not. 98% of all black boys who are diagnosed with ADHD also don't have a male figure in their life. What do children...
Okay, you see how ridiculous that is? Because there are plenty of boys who are not diagnosed with any of that, and they don't have daddies in the home. Furthermore, you guys understand what I'm saying? Hit the one. Furthermore, we're almost done. Furthermore, there are black boys who don't have daddies in the home, and they're being diagnosed with other things. So is there a correlation? There are people who have daddies in the home and they dealing with different things like ADHD. How about that? There are people who have mamas and daddies in the home, and I don't know, you can throw anything out there. They're dealing with it. So there's no correlation, but Umar, he makes it up on the spot.
Do when they don't get attention at home. They go to school and act out. Okay.
Now, I really think Umar didn't get attention at home because he always brings that up.
Hey, they've been doing that since the beginning of time, but nobody was giving them drugs. But they're giving them drugs now because you begging for it. When I work in the schools, sometimes I got to fight the parents 3 times as hard as I got to fight the black man and the white man in white faces, or the white man in black face, the principals and the school teachers. okay? Because they just as bad. They just as bad. Okay, once you put a black face on it, the problem normally gets worse because of your trust in the person standing in front of you. You have to stop trusting these Negro principles. I know they got Shaka Zulu on the wall. I know they wear kente cloth, the vests.
The vests. But you see, Umar, he's always been contrarian. I'll explain this inside the documentary. And he always disparaged people who were his authority, if that makes sense, his superior. He had a very difficult time conceding to authority. And that's one of the reasons why he destroyed his career as a school psychologist and as a principal, too, by the way. Even though the irony is he claimed that he became a school principal in 2006, but he didn't get his certification as a school principal, I believe. It wasn't until 2008. So there's no way. Furthermore, he never taught. And in the school as a teacher and in the school district of Philadelphia, you have to have 5 years. I think it's 5 years, 4 or 5 years. I think it's 5 years of experience teaching in a classroom before you can become a principal. So it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. But the point is that he's clearly disparaging people who would be his authority in a school setting and calling them Negroes. Well, this is a pattern of behavior that he still does. He engages in today. Anyone who's more successful than Umar or who has more power than Umar, especially if it's a black person, he has a disdain for him. So this is an issue that goes at least back to 2005.
Okay, but they don't care nothing about our kids. Something between them leaving the hood and going to college and coming back, they lost something.
Yeah, see, Umar talking about himself. Said, well, I always knew he's reckless, but I didn't know he was reckless way back when I graduated from high school in 2005. Yeah, he's been reckless for a long time. This is 2005. He starts his career as a school psychologist in 2001. He did his internship in 2000. He wasn't a school psychologist for that long. He says it's for 20 plus years. That's not true at all. In the Philadelphia school district, in the public school setting, it was for about 5 years. Then he had ruined his career in the public school setting. So he runs and he goes into the charter school system. And then he works intermittently until by the time we get to 2010, he's not working consistently at all. By 2011, he's done as a school psychologist. Then he works again, I believe, in 2014 as a school principal. I believe. I haven't confirmed it, but I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. And then he works there for a couple of months, and then that's it. So he's been dangerous for a very long time, and he hasn't kept up in the continuing education. He's not certified. He holds no license, but he still pretends like he's this great school psychologist and therapist and child therapist. He uses all these terminologies in 2025 and principal too. He's still claiming he's a principal in 2025. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, it's just up here. This guy, he's nuts. He's nuts. Been causing damage for over 2 decades in the black community. He needs to be stopped. I totally agree. That's why one of the reasons why I do these videos. Also, I just want to warn people, but he needs to be stopped. He shouldn't be engaging in this type of behavior. And he's been at it, and it's not just what he's doing in the mental health field as a charlatan and scam artist, but also what he's doing with the school scam as a charlatan and scam artist, and also how he's exploiting black people and in particular black women. He needs to be stopped. See, and the thing I've been saying is that if you don't humble yourself and stop and get your life turned around, Umar, God's gonna do it for you. And we're already seeing the evidence of that taking place now. I've been telling you, but you don't listen. You don't listen. Thanks, Nimi. Thanks, Heartbreaker from the Bronx. And then also Brandon says, at no point in his career was Umar showing us love. No, he's always been negative and he's always disparaged black people. I just think he's a negative and toxic person. Any authority or anyone who, if other black people see someone in high regards, Umar goes in. Because he wants that attention. He wants to be put on that mantle. That's the narcissism. He's a very hateful and jealous person. That's Umar. Thank you, Brandon, for the super chat. And then Miranda says, this is so frustrating. Imagine all the children who weren't diagnosed properly because the parents believed in his rhetoric. This makes me so mad. At this point, it's probably thousands of people, thousands of children who've been negatively impacted by Umar's horrible advice. Now, am I saying that everything Umar says is wrong? No, but he's not qualified and he shouldn't be doing this online. He's been doing this for decades now, giving erroneous advice. Again, that's another reason why his career ended as a school psychologist was because of what he was doing in the school system, because he always went against the grain. A child will be diagnosed by one of his fellow psychologists, and then he would re-diagnose the child and go against what the other diagnosis was, because he's a contrarian. just creating problems and problems and problems over and over again to where it got to the point where it was litigation associated with this. People were getting sued. School system was getting sued. And Umar, he's double dipping because he does the diagnoses, but then he's also called into court as an quote unquote expert witness. He's doing re-diagnoses on top of the diagnoses that he's doing. So he's double dipping. And that's why if you guys go back and listen to early Umar, he would often bring up this issue of if your child's misdiagnosed or if they're not being given the type of education that they're supposed to be given, et cetera, you could sue. And then you can force the school system to pay for your child's education, and your child can go to a private school. It's a hustle. That's exactly what he was doing until at a certain point the school district realized what he was doing, and that was it. They was through with him. On top of that, he's a contrarian. He always goes against what other people say because he wants to be the HNIC. He wants to be perceived as the master of all. But look how he destroyed his career. He did the same thing in the UNI. He was doing the same exact thing. He's doing the same thing in 2025 with FDMG. He can't work with nobody. That's why he doesn't have a team. He has to be in control. He's a megalomaniac. He has to be power and control. He's a contrarian about everything. Lene talked about this too. He would ask her for advice. She would give him advice. And women do. They do a good job with it. I ask my wife for advice on certain things too, and she give me her best advice. But even though Lene would give Umar advice, he would always go against it. But why ask in the first place? Well, he's a contrarian. He wants to see what other people think and what they say, and he's going to go against that. That's Umar. That's why he defends the abusers. He defends P. Diddy. He defends Bill Cosby. He has a history of that type of behavior because he's a contrarian. And as a result, there are children, literally thousands of children, in my estimation, has to be thousands at this time, of children around the world since, if we want to go back to 2010 to 2020, over the course of 15 years, that Umar has influenced their parents to make decisions about their child's well-being when it comes to mental health, etc. And they're making the worst decision, or they're not making the best decision because they're talking to Umar. He needs to be stopped. Thank you, Miranda, for the soup chat. Your thumbnail looks like he smells some snow bunny dust. Umar has, I'm sorry, but I got to say it, Demi. Umar has this habit of he puts his fingers, oh my God, let me stop. Let me stop. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that, ma'am. Umar has a habit of taking his digits and putting them on his face and rubs and he do like this, and very feminine, very sassy too when he do that shit. He puts it and then he'll put it like this and he just. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you. Let's just blame that on Nemi. You brought it up. Thank you for the super chat. I had to figure out a way to rephrase that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's finish this video. We'll be up out of here. I know we could have been done like about 20 minutes ago, but I want to just play the rest of this video. We're going to be up out of here for sure. Here we go.
Okay. So you can't be trusting them with your.
Yeah, let me go ahead and close out this poll too. We had 1,038 votes. Am I a nerd? 20% said no, you're not a nerd. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. 10% said no, but you look goofy. All right. So that basically means 30% are saying that I'm a nerd, that I'm not. So I appreciate that. 63% said yes, but you're a cool nerd. Okay, so that gets a vote of confidence. All right. And then 7% said yes, you're a nerd, but I want to crush your cookie. All right, we're going to end that one. Thank you, guys. Everyone who voted on that. We got up to 4. It looks like we got up to 400 likes, which is great for a short show. Thank you guys so much. This video right here is about 6 more minutes. I'll let it play and we'll be about it. Here we go.
Children. One of the interesting things about the diagnosing and prescribing of drugs for kids, I was reading an article in one of the psychological magazines that I subscribe to. And it said that most kids who are prescribed drugs, the referral.
Lene, don't do that. Lene said Umar misunderstood the 90s when they said, "Can I get your digits?" Yeah, that's what we used to say back then. I get your digits. All right. There we go. Thank you, 7-8 man. Thanks for the love. All right, I never thought of myself as a nerd, okay, but it is what it is. I don't mind.
Normally comes from either the teacher or the parent. Now that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Psychiatric drugs, but it's the teachers and the parent who driving the whole process. How can that be? You ain't no.
Yeah, y'all can hit the like button. Let's see if we get to 450, 431, 431, 431, get to 431, 431. I'm trying to get 435, 435, sticking the time. To 431, get to 435. 431 going once, family. 431 going once, family. 431 going twice. We're trying to get the 534, 432. 432, we got one more. Wow. 435, get to 435. 435, take the time. 435, 432, 432, 432. 432, 432, 432, give it to 435, 442, 442, get to 445, 445, 445, 445, family. We got 445, 445. We have 442. Now I'm gonna sell it right here, family. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get a better price. 453, 453, 453. We're gonna go for 500. No, let's not be greedy. We're gonna be greedy. We're gonna be greedy like Umar. We want the zebra case, family. We want the zebra case. We want zebra case in the Haagen Dazs, family. 453, 452, get the 464, 464, get the 470, 470, 464, 464, 464. Get the 464, 464, get the 470. Get the 474, 464 going once, family. 464. With the 474, 472. With the 472, get the 475, 475, taking the thighs. Hot fudge, family. 475, 475. Pina colada, family. 475, 475, 47. I don't know, guano. I don't know the bat shit because Umar's bat shit crazy. 475, 475, taking the thighs. 475, 480. 475, 475, 474, 74, 75, 475, with 480, 474, 479, 479, 479, with the 485, with 445, 45, 479 going once, family. 479 going once. I said 479. I said 479. I said simply complicated 479. I said soul power, black power, family. 474, 481, 481, 481, to 45, 45, 45, 45, 41, 481. I'm gonna sell it right here. It went from 481 down to 480. What the fuck? What? How did it go from 41 to 480? That's some bull. That's some bull job. 45, 45, 45, 55, 45. I need 15 more. If I'm thinking 500, I'm gonna sell it right here. 45. 45, I'm gonna sell it right here. This is top notch. This is top notch Potter family. 490, 490. Oh no, snipping and blinking. We snipping and blinking 495. We get a 495 to 490. We get a 490, 490, 494, 493. 493, 4. Thank you for that, ma'am. 493, we get a 495. 495, get a 495, 493, 495, get a 495, 495, quick that's undefeated family, 495, 495, 497. We need 3 more to get to 500 family. 497, 497 going once. 497, 497 going twice, family. Got to get 500. Can we get to 500, 497, 497 family? Family, quick that's undefeated, 501 family, mayonnaise. Hit the one. All right. Thank you guys. That was awesome. I had a good time. Did I do it good? I get better if I practice. All right, y'all hit the one. I did good. Yeah, some of y'all, like some of y'all down in Texas was like, yeah, this nigga. I'm sorry, I slipped up. I didn't say the whole thing. I stopped myself. All right, this was an awesome show. I had a good time. Let's finish this up, family. What's up? Jonathan's in the building and Sports Bet. And Shaban and Athena and 100% Real Man and Shay and Joshua and Swaggo Nito. Here we go.
Psychologist and you're not a psychiatrist. Exactly, and they're trying to reduce the numbers. Okay, but I don't blame them. I blame the parent because even though black children make up about 75% of all special ed roles, guess what? There wouldn't be a black child sitting in special ed right now if it wasn't for a black parent who signed their life away. See, you can't put a black child in special ed without parental approval. You can't do it. You must get a signature. So behind every black child wasted in special ed is 2 Negro parents or 1 who let them go.
I don't understand why he hates special ed so much. I don't get it. Even to this day, I don't get it.
What about these parents? Once you put them on the drugs, it's like the door of no return. Okay? Because now what DHS does, and so you understand this, the National
information man, he blames everybody, doesn't he? Because first he's talking about is the principal, the Negro principals and all this stuff, and it's pharma, big pharma. Now he says it's the parents' fault.
Is a subsidiary of DHS. Actually, the companies that push the drug.
Lenon and the cookers are about to make me go to the hospital after. Yeah, it's fun in here. It really is. We have such a good time. That's why I enjoy just getting together. Even sometimes we just get together. We try to watch Umar videos, but we just be getting caught up in all of the drama in the chat room. It's hilarious in there. As I said, Cook Crush chat's undefeated. All right, thank you, Nimi Fochu. Here we go.
Drugs belong to the Department of Health and Human Services.
Huh?
See that? Now, once a child gets put on a drug,
he's lying. Listen to this.
So you understand this. The National Institute of Mental Health is a subsidiary of DHS.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the companies that push the drugs belong to the Department of Health and Human Services.
Is that true? Can someone fact check that? Let me play it one more time. It sounds ridiculous. He may be right. I don't know, but it just sounds ridiculous to me. He be making up stuff.
Doesn't. So you understand this. The National Institute of Mental Health is a subsidiary of DHS. Actually, the companies that push the drugs belong to the Department of Health and Human Services.
What? Okay, man. Someone said he's lying. Someone said he's right. I don't know. It just sounds crazy.
See that? Now, once a child gets put on a drug, then the social work and casework and everybody else come in and do exactly what you said. They criminalize the parent, and you know what they call it? Medical neglect. In other words, if you're giving your child Ritalin and suddenly you hear me tell you to stop, and you get the information and you say, they're not taking that no more, here come the caseworker. Oh, you can't do that. That's medical neglect. He needs this.
That's not a man over there. That's a woman over there. Okay, because when I was doing my research, I found the flyer, the original flyer for this event, and this is important because it for the timeline to be clear about when Umar Johnson when he gave up his career. Well, he didn't give it up directly. When he resigned the first time as a school psychologist in I should just say he resigned from the school as a school psychologist in Philadelphia School District, the public system, if that makes sense. Then he went into charter. But this event was Saturday, August 27th, Richmond, Virginia. Happily Natural. They took me a long time to find all this, but I was dedicated. Look at the top. It says Professor Truth, and Professor Truth has done videos on Umar as well to expose him because he was in the UNIA while Umar was in the UNIA. That's not my primary. He's not my primary source though. Professor Truth of the UNIA ACL presents the 3rd annual Happily Natural Day. And interesting enough, this woman, she spoke, the woman you see right here, but also Dr. Valentine spoke at this event. Which is fascinating. I didn't know that. So let me see if I have. Yeah, I have it right here. So here's that woman right here where she gives a talk. Most people haven't seen this, probably 99.9 people, but here, this is at the same event.
Health. When you recognize your body, then there are certain things that we would like you to do as the owner. Certain things that your body needs that we would like you to make sure your body gets. One of the things that your body needs, the most important thing, is breathe all day, every day.
Yeah, I need sleep. That's what my body needs. But you see,
drugs too,
that's her right there. And then here's Dr. Valentine at that same day, that same event.
Get the information first.
Oh, maybe you were talking about that person over there. I didn't see it. Yeah. But here we go right here.
Of cosmic law. As a result of this theological mutations.
Yeah, these videos are old. These were recorded on VHS tapes back in 2005. I mean, because this right here, I spent so much time trying to track these videos down, to track down the date for this, because that's the earliest video that I've been able to find where Umar is at a speaking engagement. If someone has another video that's before that, and you're willing to send it to me, I'll cash app you or PayPal you $250. This is the earliest video that I've been able to find. And then I was trying to figure out when exactly. And I remember I was saying to myself, based upon what he was saying in the video, early on in the video, that it had to have been in 2005. It may have been earlier than that, because by 2005, that's when he gives up his career. He resigns as a school psychologist, and he also resigns as in the UNIA as the Minister of Education, but he still stays on at the UNIA. He's just not part of what he calls the parent body. The point is that I needed to be clear about when this video took place, because it sheds light on the timeline, how the timeline works out. And then that's why I did extensive research to find this information. I finally found the flyer, and there was a whole bunch of flyers. I had to go through all the flyers to find the appropriate one. And that's when I was able to figure out that this was from August 27th of 2025. So at some point between August 27th of 2025 and December 31st of 2005, August 27th, 2005, and December of 2005, Umar resigned. So September, October, November, December. So within the next 4 months, when he did this video, he resigned as a school psychologist in the Philadelphia School District, the public system, if that makes sense, as opposed to private and charter. I guess charter is still public, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Anyway, that's how I know that this is a woman here, because she actually spoke.
You have to have oxygen.
And then at the same event, Dr. Valentine was there.
And they're complete theocratic blame lock.
You can always go back. You can always be real technical.
Exactly. But again, they analyze and they what do you call that again?
Yeah, I haven't watched this whole video. I wonder if they ever pan out and you can see Umar in the audience. That would be interesting. That would be really interesting. In this video, Valentine, he uses the phrase understand, overstand, and understand, which is something he's known for. But Umar, he uses that too. He just got it from Dr. Valentine. I interviewed Dr. Valentine a long time ago too. I actually interviewed him a couple of times. Yeah, I wonder if Umar is in the audience. That'd be interesting to see. But I really don't have time to go through this video. It's not really relevant, but this was at the same event. By the way, Dr. Valentine later on chastises Umar for the SETI rant. You guys remember this? So this was in 2005. Let me see if it comes up here. Yeah, here it is right here. So this is 2005. So then we go like almost, what is this? Like about 11 years and 6 months later, you have this video right here of Dr. Valentine. This is after Umar did the SETI rant. So it's incredible. Because I'm going to tie this all in too, because when I get to this in the timeline, Umar Johnson's video, I'm going to put a segment where it's not in the rough draft, but I will put a segment where and explain how Dr. Valentine was there in 2005. And then once we get into the timeline, we get to 2017 in the SETI rant, I'll bring this video up right here.
And well, let me go forward. Our so-called conscious community was stricken by an infection, one that crippled logic, discernment, and reason, destroying our empathy for one another. For example, let me be clear. Having sat with true warriors in the fight to bring us closer to the African continent, I have never once heard my brother, for instance, Kwame Ture, who I sat in audience right before he made his transition, ever call himself a prince of Pan Africanism. Because the true warriors never held a coronation to adorn themselves with self-proclaimed royalty. I've never heard a founding father of that became, or what became known as the conscious community, refer to themselves as a Hollywood ape that hung from the Empire State Building when referring to their contributions and participation in the conscious community. I've never seen my elders yell, cuss, scream, and hurl invectives at one another and call that debating. If there was a debate, it was with the recognized enemy, not your family. And worse yet, I've never ever heard any of my contemporaries in the conscious community fix their faces to say, fuck the elders.
Wow.
And through all this madness, this ego-driven chaos, I kept hearing, where are the elders? Why are they not stepping up to say something about this desecration of the platform and principle? We warned on camera. I'm to tell you, we warned on camera to tell you that we already warned those who participated in this tragic fiasco of the consequences that would be incurred if they continued their course of action. We warned on camera that they would spread the psychospiritual disease to our community. They'd spread the contagion of contention, the contagion of separation, the contagion of divisiveness, and the contagion of divisiveness. But the public never got to see that tape, that DVD. The warning never went public, so you really didn't know that the elders were already there. How many of you all were at the National Black Theater at the time when I warned? And I think I was speaking for all the elders as well. We didn't need to be arguing with one another to make a point. And finally, when you fix your face to say F the elders, such words reverberate backwards and forwards through time and space, through the Akasha, through the Nu, through the Ethereum, and will be heard by Natir Ma'at, who will cause those who think and speak such filth to be revisited by the demonic spirit they invoked by even speaking those words. The following names belong to those I both have met personally or have read about their legacies, to whom I have studied with a passion.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, Umar wasn't the one that said F the elders. That was Seti said that, if memory serves me correctly. What did Lene say? Did I miss? you know, Lene be going in. She be cracking me up. Did I miss it? Yeah, I missed it. I'm sorry, boy. Now, anyway, okay. So I just want to kind of connect all that together. Let's go back to that other video. Then we're gonna be about it. Here we go.
Before I leave here today, every last one of you going to get a card of mine, okay? And my consultation is free. You just call me, Brother Umar, this is the problem. What do I need to do? Now, because I said that, if I ever see any of you on the street, okay, you better never tell me that your niece or your nephew or your son or your daughter taking drugs, because I told you to call me. You don't have no excuse here. A lot of parents out there have excuses because they trust them black people in these schools who don't mean them no good. But you've talked to me today. We have to get our kids off these drugs and stop telling these parents to get their kids evaluated by the psychologist every time something go wrong. You don't need to get evaluated because you got in a fight. You don't need to get evaluated because your parents whipped your butt. You might need some counseling or something like that, but you can get that from grandmom and granddad. Stop going to the white institution for help that you've been giving your family and your kids for centuries. It's ridiculous. Can't no white psychologist help no black child? And I'm going to tell you something else. Homosexuality has very little to do with sexual perversion for black people. For white people, it's a part of their normal development. If you read Freud and Erikson, they say that's a natural, healthy stage that a boy goes to on his way to becoming an adult. So what does that mean if you have a black child wrestling with homosexual identity? If you take them to a white therapist, they're not going to try to get them to come out of that unhealthy lifestyle. They're going to teach them that they were born that way. Most black children who practice homosexuality do it because of a hatred for or a lack of love from a certain sex. Let me get sex parent. Let me give you an example.
Boy, Umar, what in the world?
You got a boy who never seen his mother in his life. Because of that, he might grow up hating women. And so therefore, he might decide that he's only going to be with men. Take a young lady whose father never been in her life, can't stand his guts. She might grow up hating men and decide she's going to spend the rest of her life with women. Very important that you understand this. It's psychosis.
Yeah, but you're a deadbeat. And there are plenty of people, well, anyway, I'm just
at the back of all of this. Okay? It ain't no, I just want to sleep with girls and I just want to sleep with boys. Look at their history. You can see it so plainly. Also, a boy who never had his daddy in his life, still looking for love from that father figure, will go and get it from a man who can manipulate that into a homosexual relationship.
Yeah, but Umar, you wouldn't have a good relationship with your daddy. What you talking about? And what's all this stuff hanging off of him? Anybody know? You see what I'm saying? What is all this hanging off of Umar?
Same thing with a woman.
Yeah, Umar, you the one that said you want to cuddle with the boys. Don't make me pull that up because we up out of here in a minute. Don't even. Anyway.
Little girl, I never had my mommy in my life. Okay, so I'm looking for a mother figure, and that person who they're looking to can manipulate that into a homosexual relationship.
Yeah, and I don't mean to bring this up, but yeah, you're right. His oldest daughter said that she prefers women over men. So what does that say about you, Umar? You weren't inside of her life. Is that what you're saying? Anyway.
Also, kids who are, what do you call it when they, the word when you play with the kids when they're too young.
See, it was a problem back then when you play with the kids when they too young. What are you talking about? You shouldn't be playing with the kids when they're young, when they're older. You shouldn't be playing with no kids like what you're about to talk about, Umar. You hear this guy? This is 2005.
Kids who are, what do you call it when they, the word when you play with the kids when they're too young. A kid who is, help me out. molested. Ugh.
You ain't got no business being around no children. I have this segment inside the documentary, and I give my brief commentary on this. Why would you associate that with playing with the children when they're too young? Shouldn't be playing with children, period, right? Because playing means something specific, right? So what you talking about?
Manipulate that into a homosexual relationship. Same thing with a woman. Little girl, I never had my mommy in my life, okay? So I'm looking for a mother figure, and that
That's what he
person who
said.
they're looking to can manipulate that into a homosexual relationship. Also, kids
Yeah, I agree.
who are,
he needs to be stopped.
what do you call it when they, the word when you play with the kids when they're too young. A kid who is, help me out, molested. Ugh. A child who is molested. There's something about the first sexual act of a human being that no matter how much you hate that first act, that you will continue to crave it throughout life. So a little boy whose uncle molested him, although he hates the fact that this happened, there's like a paradox in the mind that he still searches it out. He hates the act, but feels that somehow this is what I'm supposed to be because that's what God allowed to happen to me first.
Yeah, this sounds personal. I'm not saying one way or the other, but this sounds personal. He's saying it as if it was him.
See this? You got to get him help. And you can't take him to no white people. And if you take him to a black psychologist or psychiatrist, you better make sure they not homosexual. See, homosexuality
Here we go. This guy.
Sexuality used to be listed as a psychiatric disorder in the DSM-4. It was just like depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and everything else. They took it out. You know why? Because you can't be a psychologist and a psychiatrist calling yourself a therapist and you suffer from psychopathology yourself.
You think he's saying because you're gay? Is that what he's saying? If you're gay?
So they took it out.
Does anybody in the chat room know? Because see, at this point in 2005, Umar, from what he says, he contradicts himself. So I'm not even sure because with the timeline, he contradicts himself because he said that he becomes a practitioner of Ifa when he goes to Africa, which was this same year. But then he also says that he left Islam. I have him saying in 2005. Also, I heard him say that he left Ifa before. What he has on, you see that's hanging down from his shirt. Does anyone know in the chat room, is that associated with Ifa or it may not be anything, but is it associated with Ifa or with is Sunni Muslim? Like, you know, I don't know. I'm just asking. I know the front could be like a belt, I guess, but I know they have prayer beads, but whatever is hanging from the back, I just don't know. Anyone have any idea inside the chat room? Please let me know. You can see it clearly right there. Okay, and that was the end of it. Let me go ahead and let him finish out.
Like depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and everything else. They not homosexual. See, homosexuality used to be listed as a psychiatric disorder in the DSM-4. It was just like depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and everything else. They took it out. You know why? Because you can't be a psychologist and a psychiatrist calling yourself a therapist and you suffer from psychopathology yourself. So they took it out.
Yeah, well, he's something else. So is it psychopathology to have all these baby mamas and you don't take care of not one of your kids? Is that psychopathology too? And all this finger stuff? Again, people do what you want to, but come on. And the acrylic and all this. Let me stop. Let me stop. That's petty. That's petty. That's petty area. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning on in. Let me get to these last super chats real quick, and then we'll be up out of here. This one is from Miranda. This is so frustrating. Imagine. Oh yeah, I got this one earlier. Thank you, Miranda. Nimi says your thumbnail looks. Yeah, I got that one too. That got us blowed off earlier. Lenon and Cooker says about. Yeah, I got that one too. Look at. Okay, I got one. They got it blowed off too right there. Smart Barbie. Thank you. Information Man says because Umar is special ed, he hates what he is. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just interesting that he goes so hard against special ed, and even in his earlier videos and quote unquote lectures, he would go hard against special ed. You know, I don't know. I don't have any evidence. In my research, I haven't seen any evidence that would lead me to conclude that he was in special education. Although clearly he was different. He was different. I wonder if one of his family members knows. You know, I spoke with his nephew. I don't think he would know, but maybe one of his siblings would know. Jamal Johnson would probably know, maybe not, because he wasn't consistently in Umar's life. But it's quite possible. You know, Umar, he projects a lot. You can tell some of the stuff he says, it sounds more personal than anything else. And certain things in his life, I can tell that were traumatic when he was a child. He hasn't resolved. So what he tends to do is project that onto everybody else. But not even just when he was a child, even when with the baby mama and all this other stuff and all these stories that he tells, that's just unresolved issues with Umar. And he lives in like this alternate reality. So he creates these fantasies and it just helps him to cope, I guess. You know, I guess. Yeah. Thanks, information man, for super chat. 100% remember some beautiful queens in this chat. Here we go. Yeah, that's another thing about a Quick Crush chat. You know, I'm married, so I you know, I can say it. There's some fine mamma jammas up in here. Okay, but I'm gonna tell y'all, not one of y'all getting this cookie. You know, 100. Let me stop. I am trying to hook people up. I don't know. Thanks, 100% real bad. Nimi says, I can't breathe in the Quick Crush chat. Yeah, I always come back and I'll just check out the chat room because while I'm live here, I try to stay up out of there because I get caught up. Thank you, Nimi. Brandon says, little Jermaine didn't get enough love from Jamal, so that's why he hates women now and knows the strength of men's jaws. Hey. Yeah. Hey, yeah. They're going to leave it right there. See, that's what I'm saying. Umar, in my opinion, he projects a lot. He projects a lot. Thank you, Brandon. Duran Tillman says, El chat de Cookie Crush está invicto. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cookie Chat's undefeated. Thank you, Duran Tillman, for the super chat. And shout out to the Cookie Crush chat as we close this out. We're going to be done in like, give me 2 minutes. Thank you, Duran. Fat Cat says 5 degrees and doesn't accept science. He doesn't like, he doesn't accept science, period. He just be throwing stuff out there. You know, there's no source material. There's no studies that prove, no evidence. It's not fact-based. He just throws stuff out there. That's Umar. And people believe it for some reason. Thank you, Fat Cat. That's why he's not a scholar, because scholars, they always, you know, they have their sources. They're well researched. They've well studied. They know what they're talking about. And they, in most cases, they're peer reviewed too. Umar's not any of those things. You know, but he pretends online. Thanks, Fat Cat. Nimi says somebody did something to him. It's possible. You know, someone sent me a message. This was years ago, and they had like dates, and it wasn't dates. They had a time frame, and they had a name and a street address and all the stuff dealing with Umar when he was a child. But I mean, there's no way that I can verify that. I actually thought it was a family member that sent this to me, you know, like a long time ago. But I have no way of verifying it. So I don't want to put that out there. It's just that when I in observing Umar over these years, a lot of stuff that he says, I can tell it's his own trauma, it's his own issues, it's his own unresolved issues, and he just projects it onto other people. Okay, so you know, there's something happened to him. I don't know that. You know, I don't know that, and I don't want to speculate. But I can tell clearly Umar has some underlying mental health issues that go back to childhood that are unresolved. And he has quite a bit of work. And you know, we all do, myself included. You know, he has a lot of work to get done so he can see things clearly. He just doesn't see things clearly. Yeah. And so he just projects. You know, that's what he does. Thank you, Nimi. Perfect Pitch says, how is this dude still getting speaking engagements with this type of negative rhetoric? Umar is out of order beyond measure. Well, part of the problem is that most people haven't researched Umar well enough to know what his rhetoric is and also to know how dangerous he is. You know, I highly doubt that the Breakfast Club have done, you know, deep research into Umar. I highly doubt that. Joe Budden, I highly doubt that. The Art of Dialogue, I highly doubt that they've done extensive research into Umar. All the information is out there, but you know, you really have to commit to it because Umar has, I mean, it's over 2 decades. It's more than 2 decades, but specifically dealing with the Black conscious space, we can, no, it's even before that, but we can just say 2 decades. It's more than 2 decades. That's a lot. It's a lot. But there's enough evidence out there if people do enough research to realize very quickly that Umar is a dangerous person. and that he shouldn't be brought out to speaking engagements. The other thing too, Perfect Pitch, is Umar, he's not as popular as he used to be when it comes to grassroots organizations bringing him out to speak. And this has been going on for a couple of years now. If we go back to 2014, 15, 16, I mean, he was packing out, selling out venues. People would come dressed in suits and ties. I kid you not. It wasn't just black conscious people. It was people dressed, professionals would come out to listen to Umar. That's not what we see today. So I think the tides have turned for Umar as a speaker. It's turned. It's been some time now. But the truth is that there are still people who are requesting him to come speak. And it's unfortunate because either they know and they don't care in terms of Umar's character. They don't care because it gets them views on podcasts, or it puts people in seats at speaking game. You know, people don't be showing up like they used to. Or they don't know, and so they just assume that Umar is who he is, that he pretends to be online. In some cases, they know, but they don't care. They just don't care. So in that sense, they're complicit. And that's unfortunate because Umar, he's dangerous. He's dangerous. Thank you, Perfect Pitch. All right, everyone. Kogo also says his 4 years at military school is a mystery. That's probably the missing piece to this Umar puzzle. Has no one from that time come with their story? Not that I know of. There was someone who said that they went to that same military academy when Umar was there. I think that was a traumatizing event, not just him being taken away from his family and from his mother in particular, because he has enmeshment issues. That's the word. But I also think that things took place there that further traumatized him. And he kind of alludes to it in one of the videos where he says it was a real difficult. And I can tell, you can tell something, things probably happened to him there that he wasn't prepared to handle. And it had a very negative impact on him, like traumatizing experiences. I have a sense that did take place to Umar, with Umar. And he was there for, I think it's 5 years altogether, 4.5 years, because the way he tells the stories, it's either 4.5 years or 5 years. And I think that was one of the major events in Umar's life, was being shipped away from his family. And he said it recently. He said, I was kind of like an outcast. Well, they shipped him away, and everyone else, he was the only one that was shipped away. I think that was traumatizing in of itself. But him being there, being away from family, and then subject to a militarized type of a situation, I think that Umar was further traumatized there. And then I also think that the military academy gave him some order in his life, and a regimen in terms of how to act, how to behave, how to dress, so forth and so on. But I think when he gets into college, he goes buck wild because he doesn't have someone over him dictating to him what he should be doing day by day. And I think from that time moving forward, I think his life has gotten more and more out of control and more disarray, and hoarding and all this other stuff. I think those elements were probably there back then too, but the discipline was there when he was in the military academy. He gets into college, the discipline's not there. And I think that set him on course to just get further and further and further out of control to where we see where Umar's at today. Yeah. But I think, I agree, Kobe. I think the military academy is a big piece to the Umar Johnson saga story. It's just that there's not a lot of information, and he hasn't spoken a lot about what exactly took place. Umar, I mean, last point. Thank you, Kogo. Last point, and thanks, Perfect Pitch, as well. I want to make a last point that Umar, he really could use his life as a testimonial. But he would have to be honest about his life. He would have to be honest about what he has experienced. And you have to be humble, in order to do something like that. He lacks humility. That's one of the big issues with Umar. But can you imagine if Umar came clean on the school scam, and he admitted that listen, he tricked off most of the money, that the school's not going to open, and he doesn't know what he's doing, if he said it, it's true. But if he said I was scamming, I highly doubt he would ever get to that point where he just doesn't have he's so arrogant. He lives in a delusional state too. But let's just say that he did something like that. But then he expressed, I want to provide testimony about what happened with me in my life, and was real honest about it, and told the story legitimately, not making up stories about how Lauryn Hill kissed him on the cheek and all this other stuff, and the alien punched him in the nose and all stuff. No, just being real about what he experienced as a child, and then his mental health issues, issues in terms of his physical health too. I mean, it could be a very strong testimony, but the thing is that he would also have to take the next step to begin to correct all these issues, and then use that as something to inspire other people who are struggling with different things. I mean, he could really etch out niche with that alone. But I think Umar, he's so lost in the darkness, and it's a lot of darkness. It's a lot. He's so lost in the darkness. I don't think he sees a way out from where he's at. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges, is that when you get into those dark spaces, you don't see enough light to be able to guide yourself out, or to even perceive that there is a path forward beyond where you're at in all of that darkness. And that epitomizes where Umar is at today. And he's been in that space for a long time. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, everyone inside the Cookie Crush chat. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. It's a shorter show today, but tomorrow we're going to pick up and we'll get with the most recent interview what Umar did. He actually gives an update on FDMG. We got over 575 likes. Let's see if we can get to 600 as I play the outro song. I want to thank the mods for handling business as well. Thank you. Also, thanks everyone who sent in super chats. If you sent in Cash Apps or PayPal, thank you so much for the blessings. I appreciate you all, and everyone in the Cookie Crush chat. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Fat Cat also says, is Lauryn Hill's best female rapper singer? Yeah. And I don't even think it's close. I think that Lauryn Hill is one of the most talented and gifted artists of my generation. Okay, female, most definitely. It's just that she didn't record a lot and she didn't get all caught up inside the industry. But I would say that A Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, that album, it could be argued that it's in the top 10 most important Black albums of all time. And that's saying a lot, because you can put Stevie Wonder albums in there. You can put Miles Davis albums in there. There's all types of people, but I would think that she would be in the top 10. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. It was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. We'll be back tomorrow with another live stream, and then on Thursday we'll do a marathon, and we may even do a marathon on Friday. We'll see how things go. Thank you guys so much, and as we always
shout out to Wilmington, Delaware. Appreciate the love. I'm hoping we can stop littering on the campus grounds. Too much litter on the campus grounds. I'm not feeling that. Please put the trash in the trash can, not on the street. I done picked up, somebody shitted. I don't know if that was human shit or dog shit, but somebody shitted on my school steps. I don't know why you would shit on my steps or let your dog shit on my steps. So please, 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 no more shitting on my steps, all right? Woo, we got the doggy out here. This dog keep on pissing on my damn yard. Who dog is this? Whose dog is this? See, it look like he gonna try to start shitting again. Yo, you. Hey, stop shitting in the yard, family, okay? I done found condoms, alcohol bottles all over the place. This is not the drink spot. We got to do something about this dog. Well, he done already shit it, so I think he done for the night. He might be fasting too. Shit, I don't know.
Speaking of farming, I need some Black farmers to get at me. You must know your trade, because I'm looking at farmland in Delaware. We need an acre or two for our school farm. We need an acre or two for our school farm. We're going to have crops and animals, cows, horses, chickens, turkeys. We might.
Hold up. Whose dog is this? I guess he finished for the night. Stop duking on my yard.
Pigs, black pigs, black pigs. We're going to have black pigs. We're going to have a farm, crops and animals. I will be going through the resumes. To see if we got any black farmers. But if you are a black farmer, just text me. Dr. Umar, I'm a farmer, and I'm in D.C., I'm in Virginia, I'm in Michigan, I'm in Pennsylvania. I can come help you anytime, bro.
Family, we're here at FDMG for Paint Day 2025. Look at this right here. I said Pan African red, black, and green, not eggshell white. That color look like gentrification. My bad, Dr. U. Fix it, brother, fix it.
Farmer, I love to help you set up your farm. Aquaponics. Oh, we about to take it over. Crops and animals, cows, horses, chickens, turkeys.
Legacy. Frederick Douglass standing resolute. Marcus Garvey in full regalia, the black captain in his naval blues. And
And right there at the center, little short-legged Umar, tux press, ready for duty. You can.
All right, let me stop being petty.
Black pigs. Pigs, black pigs. The black mice come in and we go squealing around the floor. Squeal, 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 squeal,
there you go.
Squeal, 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 squeal. Cows, horses, chickens. Buck, buck, the loosey goosey. You buck, 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 the loosey goosey. You buck, buck. I'm gonna go to the pet store and I'm gonna get about 50 baby mice. And the minute one of you Negroes starts squealing about election day, I'm gonna throw a mice on your ass.
Memphis, Tennessee, October 5th. Memphis, Tennessee, October 5th. So we got back-to-back Memphis. Back-to-back Memphis.
We need 8 more likes to get to 600. 8 more likes. Seven more likes. Yeah, this was sad right here.
Black pigs.
All right, Cookers. Thank you guys again for tuning on in. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We got to 600. Thank you so much. Cook Chat's undefeated.
FDMG is coming. FDMG
What's up, Joshua?
is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
Turn that down just a little bit.
FDMG
yeah, hey, Shay.
is coming.
Afro Punk. Lovely Elizabeth.
What's
up, Dr. James?
FDMG.
Yeah, they're fun. I got a whole bunch of them. I got a gang. What's up, Dr. Staby? Mark Barbie. Tiffany. Brother Chris.
It's coming. It's coming.
Information band salute. It's coming. East Side silence. Silence.
It's coming.
The Star
It's
Intuition.
coming.
Dr. Kogo did a lot of
It's
these,
coming.
AIs. Black Mario did send me a whole bunch of them too. There's a gang of them. I'll be sharing them in the future.
FDMG is coming.
Yeah.
FDMG is coming. Thought
Yeah,
this
he really
person
does.
down
He
the
does.
T. Be
Thank you,
trucking.
Shay.
It's
Thank you, Zaria Spell, for tuning on in, and hi, Sanjay. Thank you so much, and TJ. All right, Cook Crush Chat. We'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. I love y'all, and I'll talk with y'all soon. Cook Crush Chat's undefeated. Peace.